It's nice that I was able to fix the. But we're live, by the way. It was nice that I was able to fix Swordsman in the title of the video, but on
I
the
almost
thumbnail,
had you, man.
On the thumbnail,
Almost had you.
The thumbnail still says Swordman. Swordman Hellfire.
Did you just forget the letter S today?
Apparently twice.
Well, no, there's already one in there.
Yeah, and there's lots of S's in there.
I see tons of other ones.
I've chosen to rename Alex Game. I hope he's okay with that.
It's Swordman.
Oh, another thumbnail down the drain.
Let's just rename it Battle Guy.
Battle Guy. Sweet.
Yeah.
Does that mean
that sounds great, doesn't it?
Now he can have guns. Now he can have guns and blasters and phasers.
All out battle.
Yep. Now he's no longer a swordsman. He has been upgraded to Battle Guy. Can we cue the cat?
Cue that cat, man, because I want to say what's up to that game cat in the chat. Says, hello, you beautiful people. Hello, you beautiful soul. Richard's Gameplay says, hi, guys. Great news. I can pick up my PS5 next Wednesday. Woo! Richard's Gameplay getting the PS5 next Wednesday. Yeah, buddy. Cooter Critters, that game cat, GameCast aficionado. Hello there.
Yeah, hello.
9 Lives to Game Cat. Hello, this is Game Cat Unite. Robert Sullivan, guys.
Yes.
Robert Sullivan.
In the flesh.
Just turned 70 years old on February 5th. Happy birthday, young man.
That's
70
our dude.
Years young.
That's right.
Man. Playing VR, making us. I hope to one day hit 70. First of all, then secondly, be able to play VR games at that time. Johnny Wrap Out the Stray Cat, Trusty Mod in the house. Hibsy the Game Cat, local news. Scoopa, Shape Shifter, Internet Comment Etiquette with Eric Big Money. Hello.
Whoa, wait.
Genetic Blasphemy. Mick Cole, Twitch of the Single Player Game Cat, Donatello the Scientist Game Cat, Tax Refund, the hour of his judgment has come, Game Cat. Look at these amazing names today.
Right? What's going on?
The Attack Cat, Red Rover, the effing Game Cat. Who else we got here? There's so many of you. LC2552, Beats, hello. Geist on Fist Bump to you, Distracted Game Cat, DJ, the Pumpkin Patch Kid, Johnny No Pockets, aka the Who Dat Game Cat, Decepticon, oh yeah, Will Ferroni Game Cat, Meow, Sinner 669, the Unholy Game Cat, Snacks Impulse, Professor Lilith, hello, Kyle Gaffney, what is up? I'm like working my way up the list now. Gabriel 004, the License to Meow Game Cat, Meow Meow. Meow, meow.
Am I allowed to say it was my birthday on February 6th?
Jason Ewing.
I guess not. I guess I won't mention it. Fine, AJ.
Bob Duck off the Underground Dave Station Game Cat. David Moore. I've got one job I got to do here. Happy belated birthday, Dave, who's not even here to receive, like,
man. Yeah, you know.
what a drama queen.
Wow. AJ, you are like screaming, man. Every single thing is like...
I know, you blew my ears out on that one. I could hear the clipping.
Is my mic turned up extra or something?
I think you're just extra or something.
I think you're eating the microphone today.
This is PSVR GamesCast Live. We film live every Thursday night. I had to remember what day of the week it was, 6 p.m. Eastern. We bring it to you live because that's what live means. I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about tonight? And we talk about all things PSVR related, and PSVR 2 hopeful. My name's Brian Paul from this channel right here, PSVR Without Parole, and the boys to my right, Dave from Dave Station VR.
That was epic. You're on mute. Dave.
It's fine. I didn't have anything useful to say to that anyways.
What up, Charlie Fist?
That's awesome. And of course, the guy on the right-hand side of the screen is AJ from The Underground, PSVR Underground.
What is up, man? Charlie Fist says, AJ, you forgot about me, man. I'm sorry, okay? There's a lot of you,
wow.
and I try really hard. Hey, every game cat equal. We also got a quick $30 donation before we even get started from Red Rover, the effing Game Cat. Says, Swordman Hellfire is Brian's porn name. AJ, when you're 70, we will be in the Matrix. PSVR is just a warm-up. Awesome.
Swordman Hellfire. It sounds like a porn star with like a really bad STD.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and every time he pees, he's got a little hellfire down there.
It burns. Yeah, no. It burns. Somebody give me antibiotics. Happy 49th, Dave. I love it, Vargosoft. Magic is Magic the Game Cat. I'm pretty sure the comment has already gotten past me. He says, rev that bitch.
There we go.
I appreciate the support in the chat because I don't think I'm going to get any support from Dave on that one. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. It's been quite a week. It's been a crazy week, and it's not over yet. So this is going to be a fun show. Really glad you're all here. A little housekeeping, of course, to get out of the way. The first thing we want to do, of course, is make sure that if you're not already a member of our Discord, click the link in the description. It's in the description. There's a little arrow that brings up the description and gives you the link to the Discord. It's free to join. It's where we all hang out 24/7, shoot the shit. Man, it was chaotic today. There was so much going on in Discord. Like, everyone's hanging out, having a good time. I loved it, man. I had so much fun. Just like shooting the shit with everybody. I didn't even get anything done today. Not really. So make sure you come hang out with us over there. Thank you, everybody. I shaved. That's all I had to do was shave, and everybody's like loving the new look and keeping it clean.
Yeah, I know. It's like, where did all that hair go? I guess I absorbed all the hair you lost, probably. I've just added it into my own little thing here.
That is a total possibility. I don't know if you guys saw, but I did an interview with Kyle over at Jump Cut Play on their YouTube channel. And
oh no, I didn't see that. You didn't tell me about that. You don't tell me anything, Brian.
I do my best not to tell you anything. That way, everything's a surprise when GAMESCAST rolls around. Like, then you're also part of the audience.
I hate surprises.
The enjoyment. You also get to enjoy the show, just like anybody watching. I hope, fingers crossed. And it's one of those things where, like,
a little less than they get to enjoy it.
You know, before you leave your house, you don't care how you look. You don't care at all. You're like, whatever, man. I haven't shaved. I haven't cleaned up. I haven't taken a shower. No big deal. Everything's fine. That's kind of how I feel about without Parole. I'm like, I'll hang out here, and it's like I'm home, and everybody's here in my home with me. No big deal, man. It's like,
wait, did you say you know how I feel when I leave that, or how we all feel?
No, this is how we all feel.
I thought because like I do sometimes feel that way, but
I feel this way all the time. But then you go on someone else's YouTube channel and you look at the video and you're like, oh, Brian, fucking shave before you leave the house, clean yourself up a little bit. And so that's what happened when I watched like 20 seconds of the interview today, and I was like, I need to go shave immediately. Like, go clean myself up, take a shower. So that's going to be that.
At this point, I wouldn't even know how to shave. There's too much of it. I don't know what to do with it. I don't have the right tools.
I think that about does it for housekeeping, though.
Right? Join the Discord, all that stuff. Follow AJ on Twitter.
Oh, yeah. Right,
of course.
Yeah, sure. Actually, and you know what? The funny thing is, I got to update this little lower third here because I recently changed my Twitter handle to Parole PSVR. So Parole Games isn't accurate anymore. Anyway, but follow Dave too. Go subscribe to their YouTube channels, guys.
Sure, you can. I've been doing some stuff lately. I'm back on the horse.
That Mirror's Edge stream was great, man.
Oh God, that was rough. I was so bad at that game. It's really tough.
I don't. That should be your should we or shouldn't we if you don't have anything lined up, because like I'd love to talk about that a little bit.
I can. Yeah, no problem.
Nailed it. So you know what that means, guys? It's time for a little game of should we or shouldn't we. We put 60 seconds up on the clock up on the counter. The way that Jeremy, somewhere over on the other side of the city, likes it. God, I hope that's true. And we put 60 seconds up on the clock up on the counter.
Can I call him and ask him if he likes it?
You can indeed
call him right
him
now
and ask him if he likes it up on the counter.
Do you likes it?
I think he likes being up on the counter because he's kind of short, and so you put him up the counter, he's the same height as everyone else suddenly. I think that's why he likes it up on on
he likes it on the counter.
Yeah, there's certainly a sexual. Oh no! Oh, so excited! We're gonna have.
He
Jeremy
might be with his kids or something.
Who is that?
It's not Jeremy. It's actually Best Buy telling me that they delivered my fancy new gadget.
Well, please let Best Buy know they're part of the show.
I don't know if it's a should we or shouldn't we yet.
All right.
I'll tell you next week.
Well, then who wants to go first? Should we or shouldn't we?
I'll go first.
All right. Hey, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but this Angel Crypt video I've been playing in the corner. Fucking awesome.
I have been paying attention.
Right? Yes. It's way better than these fucking video game trailers we usually play. This is great.
Angel Crypt is definitely a should be. That's my driving music.
Hey, you guys want to listen to it for a little while? Oh, let's just listen to it. Let's just listen to it.
So I mean, they're not going to copyright strike us, right? We're good?
Who cares?
Excellent. Let's go.
Right? Give them some money.
So the shirt I'm wearing today does not apply. This shirt does not apply to Angel Crypt. It's a new shirt I got. It says everything's fucked. Piracy is cool. Stealing shit rocks. And then this part says, "Damn, it's true." And wow. I think it's a funny little shirt that I like. But it's not true about Angel Crypt. You pay them money for their music because it's really good. All the other people pirate their music, but Angel Crypt, we like them.
That's crazy.
buy their
I've never
CDs,
heard.
man.
I've never heard a musician say to pirate music. All right, guys. Dave, you going first?
Look, it says everything's fucked. Piracy.
Right.
Yeah. I thought AJ was going first. He vehemently he grabbed it. He said, I'm going first.
AJ, it is then. On your mark, get Des, go.
So something interesting happened. Of course, as you know, every Saturday is viewer's choice. You guys get to pick what I play. And one of the games was Summer Funland. Now, interesting enough, this has been a game that I have since launch pretty much bashed for its lack of good gameplay and its blurriness. And I got to say, man, after revisiting, this is why I love viewer's choice, why I love revisiting some of these games. I kind of take back some of what I said about it. I felt like there was a fun unicorn jousting ride, and there was a cool Pong game, and there was the underwater ride that was pretty cool. And I feel like while this game still has some problems, I feel like I was way too harsh on it and dismissive before. So Summer Funland on sale, $10 and under, I'd say, maybe even 15 at most, is actually a should we. Surprise, much to my own surprise.
I'm also very surprised because I didn't find any of the games in Summer Funland to be fun. I think I found only like a couple of the rides and just walking around the park and finding stuff.
Did you like the underground rainbow unicorn jousting things that you could find? No,
I did not like that. No. Well, that's good, man. That's good. It's always good to reevaluate things and to check things out and see that that your first opinion might not have been accurate. I don't know.
It's still not great, but it's like, it's better than what I thought it was. It was better than I remembered, and that's what I'm trying to say here.
AJ, I keep being muted accidentally, and you keep blowing the shit out of my ears somehow.
Yeah, your mic is a little loud, like louder than
There's
usual.
something hot. You're a little hot over there.
Yeah. Yeah, Just Incredible says it in the chat. He says Summer Funland needs a co-op mode, and that would be so much fun. Like if it was like Rec Room style, where you just like you go play games together and you go on rides together. It would be so much more fun that way. And I got to say the same thing. I think we've all said this for years now about Purehead Arcade. So yeah, and I think that would be the way I'd really be able to recommend this game. But again, I agree. For the right price, it's not that bad.
I want to put people into that water ride. That's what I want to do. Is my mic better?
It's much better.
Okay. Something must have gotten hit. Sorry about that.
Dave, are you ready to go?
I suppose I am, now that I've been given a topic.
Like I'm just going to tell you what to talk about on the show.
Yeah, no, it works.
All right, cool. On your mark, get Des, go.
All right. Well, so I suppose I'm talking about this game Stride, which is coming soon to PSVR. I think it'll work pretty well with the Move controllers. Based on what I saw, there's not a whole lot of need to turn left and right because it's pretty much like a linear path. You jump up here, you jump over there, but you're pretty much going straight. You don't turn around and like do a 180 at some point. So I think it should work pretty well. It's hard as balls. They're like the controls require you to hold a button to move forward, swing your arms at the same time, and then hold another button and lift your arms up to jump. And you have to do that every time you want to jump. So any kind of leaping motion is just like you're doing this, then you go, and then you leap and you go, which is fun, but pretty imprecise, I feel like. I don't feel like I'm in complete control of my guy, and I keep falling off the ledge and getting my ass kicked. So it's harder than it ought to have been. I don't know if it's a should we or shouldn't we yet. It was fun. I like the concept, but we'll see. I don't know. I'm right in the middle on it. It's a cool look. It's a cool feel. I felt like the gunplay seemed tacked on, but I haven't played until later levels to see like if it becomes more challenging. It seemed like a guy would show up just to like throw me off trying to move through the levels because I'd be like, okay, where do I need to jump? Where do I need to jump? Okay, how do I not fall off? Oh, I guess there's a guy there, and I'd pull my gun out and shoot him, and then I'd like not see another guy for 30 seconds and then move on. So I don't know. It's in progress. There's no story mode. I guess it's way more than a minute, but you asked. So
I'm
for now it's
story mode is coming quarter 3. Is what
it's a wait and see for me because none of the modes grabbed me enough to make me want to replay them over and over again. And there is a pretty heavy learning curve to feel cool playing the game and not feel like you're just falling off cliffs the whole time. So I don't know.
I feel like that's going to come up a little bit later in the show too. Dude, I'm a little disappointed that like there should be an option to use a button to jump. Like I'm all about, having to climb yourself and having to do everything else, but like as far as jumping goes, I don't feel as though doing this is something you want to be doing when you're, jumping a lot. So I mean, it would be nice to have an option, but I haven't played it. I'm just kind of going by your first impressions, and because I did watch your stream, and it looked a little frustrating, and it looked a little, I don't want to say empty, but I think the campaign, the story mode would kind of make it feel a little bit more substantial, just based on what I watched on your stream. So I don't know if you feel that's accurate.
It is. It did feel kind of empty. Yeah, like it's a cool aesthetic up front, but then when you realize you're just going through kind of repurposed, like it's quote unquote procedurally generated. Some of the modes are like different every time or something, but it felt the same because it's so samey. Yeah. Like everything looks like a white panel. Everything looks like a white panel, pretty much.
Cooter Critters, GameScast aficionado says Dave playing Stride. Fuck.
Essentially, yes, that is 100,000% what it was. Yeah. No, so my should we for this week, which we'll talk about later, but Wargarble's little dreams game.
Oh yeah, we
called,
definitely
the
want
demo
to talk
of
about
Whiplash.
that for sure.
We're going to talk about that. Yeah. Oh, and he's in the chat. Hey, what's up, Wargarble?
Dude. Crap. What was I going to talk about?
You better talk about the thing you didn't talk about last week that I told you to talk about, but you didn't because I know you way too well.
Wow.
I need to set up for
I
this.
wish I could do the little. I wish I could do the.
He's getting it.
Wow.
Hold on, he's getting it. Here we go.
Wow.
Here we go, guys. The moment I've been waiting for.
What's he getting?
I'm so excited, Dave.
Okay, while he's doing that, I'll bring my prop in. This is the thing I got from.
I'm so excited, you guys.
This is the thing I'm talking about from Best Buy. It's a thing I can plug my HDMI stuff into, and it'll make all the lights change colors. I've talked about this before, but
I'm only doing. I actually had games in mind to talk about, but AJ's.
What is it, Brian?
AJ is forcing me.
AJ steamrolled you.
Yeah, he's forcing me to do this. All right, on my mark.
Pay close attention.
Get dead. It's not going to be the way you want it to be. It's just going to be what you want it to be. Go. So there's a very long story about why I own these. These are Lady Gaga Oreo cookies, and they're like a limited
I heard
edition.
They were having those.
They're only sold for
those.
a little bit. I actually picked them up for Belramio, one of our loyal GameCast moderators, because in Germany. Well, not this package because I opened this one, but I got a couple more that I'm going to mail him. There's a whole story, man. Like you don't even know the story that it took me to get this into my hands. But I'm going to tell you that I'm a big fan of Oreos.
Difference?
Well, in Germany, there's no difference except for the packaging. But here in America, where we don't care about people's health, or like the Food and Drug Administration is totally corrupt, then they're actually pink cookies with green frosting. And let me tell you something about this.
Does it taste different, or is it the same?
They're fucking delicious.
Okay, hold on. You're making me. I'm gonna eat an Oreo on camera too. Damn it.
And now my tongue is green. It tastes delicious. The vanilla cookie's awesome. I love it. Thumbs up. Should we? Oh, my
Thank you, Brian.
Oh, only for you, Dave.
GameCast is already done for me. Like, I'm already satisfied.
It's a success.
I can get out of here. You don't need me anymore. You have ascended. I'll
tell you, the pink cookies, right? They are just plain. They just taste like the vanilla Oreos, the vanilla crunch, right? I'm forever off of chocolate regular Oreos because the vanilla Oreos are just so good. I could eat like a whole ream of these things right away. Oh, now tornado.
There's another name for those that some other company made them first. I think, right?
That sounds
I used to get
familiar.
those when I was a kid, like some cheapo version that was like golden crackers instead of chocolate crackers, right?
It does sound
Anyways,
familiar, yeah.
Do you twist yours? Are you a twist guy?
Oh, I'm definitely a twister. And dude,
well,
and
this
I like to
already
stack
cracked
up.
in half, so I can't twist it.
I like to stack up the cream on top of each other until there's 4 layers of cream, and then just eat it and immediately develop a cavity.
I feel like that's the kind of shit that commercials will make you do. Like Reese's commercials are like, you eat that shit any way you want, bro. You try and come up with some new way to eat it. Why don't you? And it's like, all right, I guess I will.
Ooh, that crunch! That crunch was really appealing, man.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't want cookie pieces in my teeth for the rest of the show, wondering if like I had crap all in there. So that's why I didn't actually eat one. But they are so good.
I'm gonna eat it.
But man, one of these days I'm gonna tell you guys a story about how this is the 6th package I had to buy to actually get one in my hands. It's such a long story, and it involves the charity of somebody else getting them into my hands. Man, it is crazy, but probably for another time. AJ, man, we got so much to talk about tonight. I think we should probably get into the show.
There is a lot of stuff to talk about, man. There was a major update to a game out of nowhere this week. We've got about 14 different stories to talk about. But first, before we get into the latest that's going on with PS5, quick reminder, Brian, can you remind people to go watch Viewer Takeover?
I want to remind everybody to go watch Viewer Takeover.
It's a good one. It's maybe the longest one ever.
Good boy.
Probably the longest one ever, I think.
So what we're doing now is we're actually inviting developers and guests onto the show. It's going to be developers for a little while until we run out of developers that will actually respond to our emails. And so it's nice to have. We're answering your questions on Viewer Takeover. That's obviously the concept of the show. But it's always us, and we're gamers, we're fans. We're not industry insiders. We're not developers. We have one singular perspective. All three of us. AJ's like, I'm an industry insider. I know everything that's fucking going on behind the scenes. No one talks to me, right? So it's nice to have another perspective. It's nice to be able to say, hey, Ryan Payton from Camouflage, who was on this week, who obviously Camouflage developed Iron Man VR. It's nice to be able to talk about PlayStation VR and have somebody on the inside who's actually worked on a game. So that's kind of like the new thing that is happening with Viewer Takeover, just to kind of mix it up and hear some alternate perspectives. It's 2021. Trying to do things a little bit differently here on the channel, trying to mix things up. So let us know how you feel about that kind of stuff in the comments on Viewer Takeover. Check it out. Let us know what you think. Let us know who else you want on the show, and we'll do our best to get him there. Shuhei has not responded yet.
Speaking of Shuhei, It is that man's birthday today. Happy birthday, Mr. Shuhei Yoshida, the Godfather.
Let's celebrate everybody else's
Oreos.
birthday
One
except
of the
for my birthday.
Godfathers of PSVR.
Let's all eat
It's like
Oreos
shit
in
for my
celebration
birthday.
of Shuhei's
Say
birthday.
shit for my birthday,
I
that's all
texted
I'm
you
saying.
happy birthday, sir.
Okay, thank you, but not publicly.
I publicly wished you happy birthday on my retro stream, and I told everybody who was watching to go send you obnoxious birthdays from me. So you're welcome.
Well, they didn't do it.
Well, I mean, I can only
You left less power over them than you think.
Yeah, my influence only goes so far, and it's about as far as this right here.
Well, happy birthday, Shuhei and Dave Station and
Thanks, AJ.
Robert Sullivan. You guys are awesome, and you are integral parts of the PSVR community.
Pro show.
All right, so the first thing to kick off, we have the January top downloads from PSN. Just going to run through this real quick. Number 10, Gun Club VR. That's nice to see a new
Got
kind
an
of a new
update.
face in there.
Update, right?
That's right. It did get the SWAT DLC update. Awesome update, by the way. Arizona Sunshine at number 9. People are still continuing to buy that game, and they complain to me about it.
See why?
Creed
Obviously, you made it.
Creed Rise to Glory. The Walking Dead Onslaught at number 7.
Oh, wow.
Number 6, Gorn. I guess it's out now.
Finally came out. Yeah.
Number 5.
I think that's pre-orders, actually.
Number 5, The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. Let's go. Number 4, Vader Immortal, a Star Wars story. Number 3, Super.
Sweaty.
Hard.
Number 2, Job Simulator. And number 1, to reclaim their throne, Beat Sabra.
Oh, yeah.
Beat Saber, Job Simulator, and Super Hot are now back at the top of the list again. There's something about those games. I don't know if it's the marketing, if it's the word of mouth. There's something about those games that just perpetually number the top 3 spots.
I'll tell you why they're there. I'll tell you why they're there. Wait, what are the top 3? It's Beat Saber, Super Hot, and what else?
Thank you, Sarah. Job Simulator, Super Hot, Beat Saber.
I mean, they're all good games. That's why. Certain games certain games stay on the list and they're maybe not so good. But some games really do deserve to be there. And it's not like people are buying Job Simulator every month. It's not like the same person's like, I'm going to rebuy this game because I love it so much. It's new people getting into PSVR. And I'm like, yeah, that's actually a fantastic game to start with. It definitely belongs there for sure.
It holds up. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those games that doesn't age too poorly. Like a launch title that I would still recommend.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure. Beat Saber, though. That's cool, man. Everyone must be anticipating the multiplayer update. That's never going to come out. Where is it, Minecraft Tiger?
Yeah,
Where is it?
January. Wasn't it January at some point? Or no?
I definitely...
early.
That was the word like months ago, yeah. But they've updated it recently and said it's coming soon, but nothing more specific.
I definitely feel like the Beat Saber thing is going to be coming soon. But I didn't expect it to be like out by now. I felt like the last time they checked in, they said they were getting closer, but they still had some more work to do with performance wise and stuff. So I expected at least like a month or two.
I think if it's not out next week, then I'm never going to play it. Wait. Let me be the angry voice of the internet. If it's not coming out next week, I guess it's just never happening.
Is that what I sound like?
Really? I mean, sometimes.
Well, to be fair, Foley and Your Father didn't come out, so
but it doesn't mean it's not happening. It's like that's the fascinating thing. It's like it's still coming supposedly, but you know, until it gets canceled, I go okay. I mean, even Star Child could still be coming supposedly. But we'll see. Anyway, Twitcher, the single player game cat. Before we dive into the next news story, he says next top 25.
What does he want?
When? He wants a snuggle, and I willingly agree. Next top 25 when? The funny thing is, like, we're on track. Like, it should be next week that we debate the next top 25 list.
No.
But like, there's got to be a discussion that happens this week between the three of us, and maybe you guys can give some input. The last thing we want is for every single top 25 list to seem so similar to the one right before it. We do have some great updates to certain games. Some games that fell off the list might come back, and of course Hitman Trilogy came out, and so there's all of that. But like, there's so many games coming in Q1, and that's only another month and a half long, right? So like, there's a bunch of games that should be coming out in the next like 6 weeks. That like, I almost want to wait.
I'd like to have something to give Hitman a run for its money potentially. Like, maybe not better than, but at least in the running with new games that are worth talking about in the top 25 instead of just reshuffling, and adding Hitman to the deck.
Well, there's definitely some good updates, and definitely some. There's one game in particular that got a nice PS5 improvement that should be shooting back up the list. So we will talk about it, and of course, give us your input too, guys. We want to know what you think. We just do what you tell us to do. Shout out to Donatello the Scientist Game Cat with a $10 donation. Thank you so much for the tip, buddy. He says, wanted to get you guys' opinion. Ray in the chat. Is there a Ray in the chat? Advised.
Yeah, he was asking us a question earlier, I saw.
Ray in the chat advised he just got his grandkids a PS5 and was wondering if he should get them a PSVR 1 or wait for 2.
It depends. I mean, how interested they are, I guess. And I don't know, like, what price
get a PSVR. Why isn't the answer immediately get the PSVR 1? We don't know there's no PSVR 2 announced right now. And you can get them used for like $150.
I mean, I do understand the trepidation of people who are convinced that it's going to come out like within the next year or two. And like, if you spend a few $100 on something, you want to know that there's not going to be a new one you have to buy right around the corner. So, I mean, if there is any financial restraint involved, like if you have to save money, yeah, maybe wait a little bit. But if not, like, it's a great system right now.
Yeah,
definitely.
You get the most value out of it. You'll be getting tons of games on cheap. There's been so many huge sales every single week, and yeah, you'll get instant access to a huge ecosystem at the lowest possible price, in my opinion. And if there was a PSVR 2 announced right now, I'd be like, yeah, wait, but there's not. So I would absolutely say if you don't go for it now, you're gonna probably miss out on a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, and your grandchildren, is that what he said? Grandkids, yeah. I think they'll be delighted to know that they can play Resident Evil 7 for free and scare their little asses off, because that is included in the games you get for free with PS5. So I think that's the only VR-supported one I want to say, but it is a really good game that if they have a PS5 will already be in their library.
I mean, it's a hard point to argue with. It's like, there's such an amazing game collection right now, and the sales are almost non-stop, that like you never have to buy another PSVR game for full price ever again. You just play catch up the entire time. and you'll be able to get ridiculously good games for a fraction of the price. And it's not like half price. Like, like right now, Cyrento's on sale for like 2/3 off. It's only a third of the price it usually is. Intruders Hide and Seek is literally 10% of the price it usually is. It's usually $20. It's $2, or is it $3? It doesn't matter.
I think it was 2 or 3.
So it's like take advantage of those deals, and then suddenly the headset becomes a much better value, and you'll be happy you picked up PSVR 1. Nice. Ray Tozer must be you're the infamous Ray, says, thanks guys, I'm going to get PSVR with the Iron Man game.
Excellent. All right.
Good choice.
Nice. And you said you had PlayStation 5, so the load screens aren't going to be nearly as bad.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. All right, guys, what is the next topic on the docket?
So the top January downloads actually kind of segues into the next thing. Beat Saber did a poll on Twitter, and they say, where do you play Beat Saber? They've got Oculus, Steam, and PlayStation VR. With 8,933 votes, PSVR actually won this poll.
You're welcome.
At 42.6%, with Oculus at 33%. I don't know about you guys. I was kind of surprised to see this, and it does make sense to me why this could have happened, but this was a surprise to me because Oculus owns Beat Saber.
Yeah, but not always. And they did allow it to come out on PSVR, but that happened again before the Oculus buyout. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm not surprised because it's PlayStation VR for the longest time was the highest selling headset, and as again we just saw the sales charts, it remains on top of those sales charts month after month after month. And with the music packs coming out and stuff, and they're constantly updating the game, it's constantly getting exposure and press, and there are YouTubers that have millions of views that are playing this game. So I'm not even remotely surprised. But I'm sure that lead's not gonna last forever.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. I mean, I think like you said, the longer install base, although like you said, it's constantly number one on the downloads on PlayStation. So that could have something to do with it as well.
Yeah.
But just thought that was interesting. So anyways, Swordsman, you guys, is getting an update tomorrow. There's lots going on with Swordsman right now. Brian, as far as I know, you have something you would like to share.
Yeah, there's something I would like to share. And I was going to do this in the corner of the video, in the corner, just like we always do. But you know what?
No, blow it up. Put the sound on.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So as you guys know, we've been talking about this for almost a week now. That Sin Studio is updating Swordsman with the armor physics update. That's coming tomorrow on the 12th. Changes the way you play the game. You can turn it on or off. And the trailer just debuted just now. And actually, we're kind of debuting this thing. We might.
Are we debuting this? Okay.
Well, we might be a little late on it, but let's just pretend that we're debuting it. Let's cut to that trailer.
I haven't seen this myself.
I sent you the link, so you do have it in your.
I will look at it myself now.
All right.
Fun fact, also, since we're doing birthdays, Abraham Lincoln was born on February 12th, the day that the Swordsman VR update's coming out, and the rapper Gucci Mane.
I'm waiting for the fun
part
of the fact.
Birthdays.
Okay,
I thought we were doing birthdays.
Excellent.
Damn it.
All right, here we go. We're going to cut over debut the physics trailer, armor physics trailer. That was it, guys. Pretty impressive, right?
Awesome stuff. I love how it's just like this whole trailer is just bashing the skulls with with a shield like half the time. It's just like ping, ping. But obviously, this showcases how they've got this new physics system, and it's been getting really good feedback as well. You can't poke through chainmail and like all this other stuff now. You have to be able to hit the critical points. And it's just going to create more collision, more fun. It looks awesome, man. It looks great, in my opinion.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
Every time I've talked to Alec about this update, he's like, "This is basically the game that Swordsman was always meant to be." And there have been a lot of people complaining about different aspects of Swordsman, and this is one of the big ones. This it's going to be way harder to like cheese through the game and just like poke the guys in the face. He actually showed that a couple times in the trailer, but I would have loved to see failed attempts at doing that in the trailer to let people know, hey, this is actually rectifying the problem that Swordsman had. It was like, if you try to do that and you're not super precise, like it's not gonna work.
Yeah, but it's a pretty slick trailer, and I feel like if you had a part where a guy was just dumb, like trying to stab into it, it wouldn't look very cool as a game. It'd be like, what is that guy?
I will say too, if you pay close attention, there is some them demonstrating with the gameplay that you can't just slash through their head and stuff through the helmet and stuff. They do a good job of showcasing that in this thing.
Well, I think the sound design seemed pretty good too. If this was like real in-game reaction sounds to what he was doing, like you could hear the chains on the bottom part of the chain armor on his head clinking around when he hit him and stuff. Yeah. Like it seemed pretty satisfying to clock a guy with a shield in his armor.
Yeah. I love shield bashing. That was literally saved Skyrim gameplay for me, was just running around with a sword and shield and just bashing things with the shield. So much fun, really satisfying. Can confirm already that that's going to be great.
And you saw that tagline from the feature beta tester there who said, it's like a totally different game.
Right. Tax refund. The hour of his judgment has come, GameCat. Wow, please hashtag GameCat somewhere on another video so I can get you on viewer takeover. He says, not complaining, but it still seems super exploitable. I can't wait to play this tomorrow and find out if that's the case or not. I want to feel how different this is. Like, if somebody telling you how different it feels is one thing, but then you actually get in there and you're like, oh, this is what it's supposed to be like. And the press release was talking about how it's supposed to be more of a dance, back and forth, parry, retreat, the whole thing. And that's, again, sort of what Swordsman was always supposed to be, what sort of actual sword fighting is all about. And so there's going to be like, scaling difficulty, and like different enemies are going to have different HP, and number of enemies will change all based on like your performance and stuff. So it's going to be interesting. He says, so Sophie the Kitnochi says you have to talk about the armor denting too. I've only got a chance to watch this once before the trailer. I didn't before the show. I only saw it once.
Good
there
eye,
it was.
Sophie.
Holy
Good
crap!
eye.
That was some cool denting. I didn't even notice that. That is very cool. Very cool.
Excellent. But that's not the only thing going on with Swordsman, guys. There is a Hellfire contest. As some of you know, they did the Claws contest, which we debuted on the award show, and then they held it after. Somebody won a PS5 digital edition, a gaming chair, a bunch of gift cards. This time, the Hellfire is, I'm just going to take this from their Twitter. Yeah. Hellfire is an upcoming Swordsman event in collaboration with Valve VR Esports. There is a prize pool of $1,500 total in-game prizes. So there is a contest going on right now. You can join their Discord, follow them on Twitter, all that stuff. There's plenty of places to see where that's going on. And give it a shot if you have the game.
And win back all the money you lost on GameStop.
There you go. But awesome stuff, man. There's more updates for this game coming in the future that I really can't wait to see and talk about more of. But this is a good thing tomorrow. It'll be fun tomorrow to check out.
Yeah, absolutely. This is like one of the things that we've been waiting for. This and Poker Stars and Beat Saber multiplayer update. So it's nice that we're actually getting some of the things we've been waiting for. This is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Come on, Poker Stars. Where the fuck are you?
Fingers crossed. I was thinking maybe Tuesday this week, but that came and went.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Layers of Fear.
Layers of
all
Fear.
That stuff.
Yeah, all sorts of good stuff on coming down the pipeline. All right, dude. What else is on the agenda?
So we got a first look at gameplay this week, sometime recently, for Maskmaker VR. And it was something we got, we kind of heard about a little bit. This is from the people that made Fishman's Tale, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank God I got that right. This is their new upcoming puzzle adventure, my favorite. What'd you guys think of the trailer?
I thought it had very much a fisherman's vibe going on. It looks like it's going for some sort of unique puzzle element that'll carry throughout the course of the game, just like a Fisherman's Tale had. And from my impressions of it, it looks like it looks successful. But I will say that it was less about the trailer and more about Jamie Feltham's review of the demo that he played over at Upload VR that sold me on this, where he actually called it a Metroidvania, where there's certain parts that are inaccessible before you obtain a certain skill to get there. And that to me is more impressive than anything I saw in this trailer, which is sometimes again, playing something is the only way you can really describe it or really get your point across. That this trailer didn't quite sell me on the way he did.
I'm a little worried about this one because from the trailer I see a lot of color-based stuff, and I'm wondering if that's part of the puzzles. Is blending colors and putting certain colors certain places, because I'm colorblind, and that looks like a big no-go for me if that's part of the puzzling. If it's based, if you can just paint by whatever you want and decorate the masks however you want, but it looked like there was some puzzle involved there with mixing this color with that color to get something, and that's kind of, I'm pretty bad at that, so we'll see. I like the look of it though. I mean, it looks like an attractive game that I think would be fun to play. But
the world looks really nice to me. I do like how there's some of the view looks really nice to me with the mountains or the valleys or the water. Some of the things going on there. The VR Metroidvania stuff does interest me as well. That does sound kind of cool. But I think of all things that I got from this, I like the way the worlds look. Sometimes I don't know, I want to be immersed in some really beautiful fantasy worlds, and that looks like to be what this is. This also came with a release date, guys. April 20th.
Hard to forget, isn't
it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, people be forgetting, trust me.
It'll be easy to forget if you
don't forget day of.
Partake too much.
They might forget day of, but it's actually going to be it looks like a perfect companion piece to your hobbies that day. It does look like if you get real high and play this game, those two things are going to go hand in hand.
Maskmaker, bro. Please.
Right. It looks like a little bit of a trippy game to begin with. And Dave, to your point about the color blindness stuff, so many games recently have been so good about accessibility, even solving issues for colorblindness. I forget the name of the game. Maybe it was Hue, which is all about color, and there was still an accessibility option to make it playable for people with.
Oh, cool.
So
hopefully,
fingers crossed.
Thought into that. Yeah.
Guys, I hope you don't mind. I want to take a quick little break and give a few shout-outs to some cats that tipped us. Starting with Original Uber Bitch, the bearded game cat with a €10 donation, saying cheers to the BAD, Bad, Brian, AJ, Dave, guys of PSVR. Missed you guys. Heart, and I think that's a cat. It's yellow on yellow.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I'm glad that you didn't. He's been. I think I'm just glad to see that. I've been seeing some names in the comments and stuff like Original Uber Bitch that I'm so glad that you guys are enjoying the content. Some of the stuff that we're delivering lately.
The OG Ubi is what I call him.
Yeah, is that a new thing or you go way back?
Thing, we're old school. Man.
Yeah. OG Ubi. Also, shout out to Mad Max the Mad Game Cat with the $2 donation, saying dusted off Cyrento, but online lobby. Dead witness, dude. Yeah. Mad Max, that's what Discord's all about, man. Jump on Discord. If we don't have a Cyrento room, I'll make a Cyrento room, and you can find some other people to play with, man. That's what Discord's all about.
We're gonna definitely get into Cyrento a lot because there was a major update. But I will say that the multiplayer has been pretty much dead since day one. That never really took off at all.
But the great thing about it is just like Spark is like you only need one other person. Like if you want to play multiplayer, it's not like you have to, I need 7 friends right now to do a sprint fact. No, it's like just like
and there's no convoluted system. Like it's pretty easy to set up a lobby with your friends and stuff. So.
Also, shout out to Red Rover, the effing game cat, with the $2 tip, saying maybe we can wear a mask and make pottery. I'm totally down for that. Is that a 420 activity? Thank you so much for the donation. And also, Nihilist Ryan, the game feline, with a $5 donation, saying, know how I know Resident Evil 8 will have VR? 9-foot tall antagonist. Only in VR will we really feel that height difference. Love you all. Mm-hmm. We love you too.
You can feel her stepping on you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know how I know Resident Evil 8 will have VR?
He just knows.
You got to do what? You got to believe.
All right.
Dave's like, I've never heard of Parappa the Rapper.
Oh, I've played Parappa the Rapper. I just don't have it memorized. Is that a quote? Sorry, I'm bad with quotes.
Brian knows
that is like the slogan, the quote that runs through the whole game.
I thought it was kick and turn, signal to the left, or whatever.
You just combine the first 2 stages into one line, but I mean, not bad. Yeah, like the quote for the whole game is, you got to do what? You got to believe. That's
the door is ajar.
For me, like a decent portion of life and interpersonal relationships is someone I know they're referencing something, and I'm just like, haha, but I don't know what the reference is. Even if I've seen the thing, I don't know. That part of my brain is gone.
Resident Evil 8 will have VR either through PSVR 1 or PSVR 2. One of the two. Looks like PSVR 2, but you don't know.
I need to know which one of us didn't thank Twitcher for their present. I have a feeling. Well, I know it wasn't me because I said thank you on Discord.
Well, he said he sent me a dead bird, so, or maybe that was critters, whatever the fuck his name is.
Stop giving out your address to the game cats. They're gonna keep sending you dead birds. All right, man. Maskmaker looks awesome, and it's only a couple months away. April 20th. Again, hard to forget the release date, but it looks pretty. These guys, it's so cool to see Inner Space kind of like slowly evolve. You know, it's like a similar art style to their last game, but this one looks like it has full locomotion, a little more interactivity. So, you know, it's nice to see these VR devs like sort of slowly grow and slowly experiment and learn and use that experience in their next game. I don't know, man. It's funny to say this, but like I kind of can't wait to see what they do after this game. And I haven't even played this game yet, but I love seeing these studios grow like that.
I think it's going to be probably more of the same. I wouldn't be surprised.
It's worth saying this is not the first mask-based Metroidvania that we have in VR. Golem got that beat by a good, year maybe. I don't know when did Golem come out.
I don't know if that's a Metroidvania.
It is a Metroidvania because you can only access certain areas once you've unlocked a certain thing, and those areas
more
are
like a key. Though.
It is more like finding keys. It's not less about abilities. Yeah,
it's not an ability. It doesn't give you abilities. Okay, I didn't play enough Golem.
Not related to unlocking the next area.
Yeah.
Take it back.
If one of those doors in Golem,
it's like a Souls game.
If one of those doors in Golem was like it required you to double jump to get to it, I would be right there with you. And like if you acquired that double jump. If I could jump at all in Golem, that'd be amazing.
If I could run in Golem, I'd be happy.
Right? If I could walk in one direction and look in another, I'd be thrilled. That's an ability I want to gain in Golem.
Poor Golem.
Oh, Highwire. No.
Elvert came in to tell us that he just gave the video a thumbs up. Thank you, Elvert. We appreciate your support. Thank you so much.
I appreciate your time, Elvert.
Thumbs up, Elvert.
That's what Elvert said to me in voice chat the other night when I left. He said, I appreciate your time, Brian. And I said, I appreciate your time. Elvert, right back at you, bud. All right. What do we got next?
All right. So, guys, we mentioned this earlier. We mentioned viewer takeover. We sat down with Ryan Payton. Awesome dude. Really cool guy. Really smart. And just overall great. But he mentioned something... he mentioned something that kind of caught us off guard, I'd say. We were just, shooting the shit, having conversation. And then we were talking about like the viability of PlayStation VR, how long we think it can last for. And he started mentioning, well, as long as it has games, it'll be good. And then he goes on to say that there were 3 unannounced games currently in the works by Sony for PlayStation VR.
He also mentioned that there's a game that he could have let us leak, and he didn't even care. But then we were like, let's wait for a big reveal, and we'll make it a reveal instead of just like dropping it in the middle of a newer takeover.
There was a fourth that he let us know about.
That Camouflage is involved in. So that's the one that they're involved in. But 3 others, I think, are not their games, right? Just Sony.
Well, we don't actually know.
This is kind of the conversation, right? It's we're assuming because of the context of the conversation that they were Sony games, games that Sony is publishing or developing, and he's aware of those, because it would be a little weird to be like, I know of 3 unannounced PlayStation VR games. I'm like, yeah, I do too. Like, there's a million independent studios out there that are making PSVR games.
We were talking about big stuff too, like momentous occasion type games, like in the context of where he brought that up. And I think that's part of, what influences, this could be, I think, easily like Horizon, the one that they've sort of maybe halfway mentioned, but they were working on a VR version of Horizon.
What are your 3 predictions? Can we just quickly? Okay, so you say Horizon. What are the 2 you think? And same with you, Cats. What do you think the 3 could be?
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, again, like, this is the funny thing is like, we just got the announcement. I mean, it could. I mean, yeah, that is the answer. It could be anything. But the other part of this is, don't forget that we just got word about an exclusive PlayStation VR game that called Winds and Leaves that looks amazing. Like, it looks very cool, but it's not something that like everyone's going to get excited about. And he did make it sound like, he talked about Hitman 3 being amazing, and then he followed it up with this, knowing that there's 3 games in the works, unannounced, and he said that your community will be excited about. And I'm like, a game like Winds and Leaves that's like independent, I would, in kind of like a smaller, more niche audience would be interested in it. I don't think that like that's it. I didn't get the impression that's the kind of game he was talking about, but that is a distinct possibility that there's plenty of these other Winds and Leaves types games in the works. I'm not even going to guess. I'm not even going to guess 3, because I do think that there might be a mix here of bigger, high interest games and like more independent games. But I do think Resident Evil 8 is on the list.
I would love some original IPs. Honestly, some big games that are original IPs. However, if it is like some AAA titles that are making their way to VR, like Hitman was, I'm going to quickly throw out Assassin's Creed, because there's stuff around the stuff by Ubisoft. Mm-hmm. There was also, what was it? It was like Rainbow Six was rumored, or it was either Rainbow Six or not Siphon Filter. Why can't I think of the name?
I would play Siphon Filter.
Siphon Filter would be amazing. No, but what's that other stealth game?
Splinter Cell.
The dude Splinter Cell.
Sam
Thank you.
Fisher.
I played a lot more Siphon Filter than I did Splinter Cell. Yeah, I'd say like Assassin's Creed or Splinter Cell or something along the lines of those. One of those, maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
just guessing. Third one's Resident Evil 8.
I mean, Resident Evil, like, right? I feel like that's the one, like the one that like would be like on your mind all the time if you like were working with Sony, if you were if you were in the know and just waiting for that Sony event. We heard a couple months back that playtesters talked to the producer of Resident Evil 8. That they asked about the VR mode, and the producer said, yes, it's definitely coming, but we are waiting for Sony to announce it on their stage. Because obviously, Sony paid for the first one. It's very likely that they're paying for Resident Evil 8. It cost $5 million the first time. Who knows how much it cost this time? Shout out to Original Uber Bitch, the bearded game cat with the €5 donation. Sorry, Dave. Says Nancy Drew moment with the little inspector magnifying glass. Right?
Yeah.
What were you thinking, Dave? I cut you off. I apologize.
Well, you made me forget it, too. It'll come back to me. Oh, I know what it is. I want Skydance to make the Mission Impossible game that I keep telling them to make. And I want Sony to fund it, too, because that would be...
Is there, I would be like,
after the success of Saints and Sinners, if they made Mission Impossible VR from the creators of Saints and Sinners PlayStation exclusive, Ooh, that sounds really nice to me.
I haven't played a Mission Impossible game since the 64 one,
Well,
and it was not very good.
Here's the thing. The games don't have to be good. The franchise has held up pretty well. Like the
but
newest
those are movies, Dave.
But they have that license in their book of licenses. And I'm
Licensed
just saying,
games weren't that good back then.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of Walking Dead bad games.
GameCat in the chat
should not have been made.
GameCat in the chat and Fatboy Vernon say Killzone. How cool would that be? You know, if you want to get in your conspiracy theory helmet on, there was in Astro's Playroom, there was little Killzone Astros with aim controllers. Man.
Yeah. I do like that
idea here of Spider-Man VR is not a bad idea either, because well, the other thing is Insomniac is owned by Sony, right? They do great games, first of all, but they have teased a little bit of VR stuff. They've worked in VR before. I think Stormlands is an Insomniac game that I've played a little bit of. And like, why not follow up Iron Man with Spider-Man? Doesn't Sony own uniquely Spider-Man's rights? Like Disney owns everything else in Marvel, but they have Spider-Man dead to rights. So, I mean, why not use them? I think that'd be a great system seller.
One last wrap up to this question. What do you hope that it is? Go.
Spider-Man
one game. Spider-Man, Dave, Brian?
I mean, it's not, but I want BioShock. Just somebody fucking bring BioShock 1 into VR. Like I'm not asking for that much, guys. Come on, 2K, get on.
All right. You know what mine is?
What?
I want to know what Impulse Gear is working on. So I'm going to take Farpoint 2. I want my Farpoint 2, baby.
It does feel a little bit strange that we're still waiting to hear what Impulse Gear is working on. That I feel like that announcement is coming very, very soon. They kind of made it sound like a month or two ago that it was coming soon. So that is totally a possibility. Or whatever their next IP is. Like, honestly, whatever they're working on, I want to play. I don't care if it's. I mean, I would like Farpoint 2, but whatever they're working on, I want. Yeah.
All right.
So
moving on.
The speculation part is over.
Yeah.
So the part that's not speculation, keep this in mind. Spread the rumors on Reddit. Spread it everywhere, guys. There are 3 unannounced Sony games in development for PSVR.
Let's not put too much focus on Ryan, though. I don't want everybody going around being like, hey, the guy who made Iron Man just leaked that there's 3 Sony games coming out.
He didn't leak anything.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I don't want him to get any flack for this, or PR guys telling him he shouldn't have said that or whatever.
Yeah, the further part of this is that, like,
don't bother Ryan. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Please don't bother Ryan. You know, it was very nice of him to be able to say something like that on one of our shows, and you know that wasn't an announcement of anything. We didn't get anything announced. You know, just like it's basically just reaffirming that PlayStation is very much behind VR, and once that interview was over, and once I decided to I'm going to start seeing what dirt I can dig up and see who else I can talk to. I started reaching out to every single contact I had on the face of the planet, and I dug up some crazy dirt last night and started finding out a lot about a lot that's coming. And 3 games is nothing. This story is way bigger than 3 unannounced games. The shit that's coming is insane. So just hold on to your butts. 2021 is going to be fucking awesome.
He's onto a story here. It's bigger than Watergate, guys. Watch out. He's got the dirt. He's cracked the code.
I'm just like, for so long you can be like, man, I wonder, and then like fucking the stars align, and the next thing you know, like you're basically just being told, don't worry, man, fucking Sony loves PSVR, and they are not backing down. And this is not from Ryan Payton. So like as you guys already said, don't bug him. Ryan only said what he said, and that was the extent of that. The rest was a lot of dirt digging by yours truly.
Robbie B, the English Game Cat, with the £2 donation says Rainbow Six Siege VR for the win. That would be cool. We kind of have that in Firewall, but it's a little bit different, I guess. All right. So next we have.
Did we miss it?
Do we have Solaris?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
We got Triangulator with the $10 donation says, see you Game Cats heart. Wow, Jesus. Brian, after Ryan's interview, are you still feeling the same about PSVR 2's arrival this year? Killzone already had 3D support.
Oh, not a that point.
That's an excellent point. Killzone, again, I'm totally down for some Killzone. Especially, I know whoever recommended it said it in the chat. Specifically said Killzone Mercenaries. And if you guys didn't play Mercenaries on the Vita, it was by far the best Killzone game ever made. I love the way the like, I don't know if it's like, if you want to call it the loot system or the store, whatever you want to call it. That was amazing. It was so perfectly
Never heard that before. Are you sure you're not just a Vita fanboy?
Damn, dude. Like, I mean, I've never heard anybody not say it. So I love anybody in the chat who played all the Killzone games and the Vita one. Fucking throw AJ some knowledge, and then we can throw some shapes.
Knowledge me.
Yeah. Am I still having the same feeling about PSVR 2's arrival this year? I will tell you that I don't. It wasn't really Ryan's interview that altered my perspective. I've been talking to a lot of people, and I'll tell you that I'm 100% confident that PSVR 2 is coming, and it's coming soon. But like honestly, like I'm not sure about this year anymore. Like it 100% could, but possibly it's still coming soon. That's all I feel, is that it's still coming soon. I'm going to stick to my guns as far as all pizza bets are concerned, and say that it'll be announced late this year and then be announced like around November-ish. I really don't think they need to give us more than like 2 or 3 months heads up before they launch it. And so I'm going to stick to my pizza bet guns and say that yes, I'm going to yes. Let's just go with yes and make things simple.
All right.
And we have one more tip actually after that, I believe. Robbie B, the English
Already got
cat.
it.
Oh,
we got it.
Oh, did we go out of order then?
Yes, I did. Sorry.
We went out of order. Okay, got it.
So guys, moving on. Yeah, we'll have to just wait and see what happens. But lots more news stories to cover. So let's go. Alt Deus Beyond Chronos got a release date of April 15th. This comes right before what, Maskmaker? And this is not my style of game, Brian or Dave or Cats. This is not my kind of thing. I didn't play Tokyo Chronos. However, I will say there's something significant about this game in that it got a lot of reviews already from like IGN Japan, some other places. 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 4 out of 5. It got really good reviews. So not my thing. Don't really know much about it, but interesting to see that it's getting so many high scores right now.
Yeah, from what I've seen, it looks like it's a little bit more evolved from the presentation of Tokyo Chronos. Now, I didn't play Tokyo Chronos either. I think, Brian, you played Tokyo Chronos.
Yeah, be it.
You've seen the trailer of this. Does it look like the presentation has gone up a notch a little bit? Like it's a little bit more visually exciting than the first one? Because that's the impression that I got. And it actually made me pretty interested in checking the game out. Because like AJ, I mean, visual novels are not my favorite thing. I haven't played too many of them. I've been curious about them. I know like Danganronpa is supposed to be really good and all that stuff.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and I know you're kind of the resident expert on those sorts of games. So how does this look to you, like through that lens?
Well, through that lens, the fact is that like standard visual novels, and Danganronpa, just FYI, is to anybody who's not familiar, Danganronpa is like an evolution of visual novels where you get to run around in first person and like make a lot of decisions and do stuff like yourself, and really there's a lot of interactions, especially like when it comes to the courtroom scenes where like you actually have to present evidence appropriately to like convict the right person, whoever the killer is. Anyway, a lot of visual novels are not like that. A lot of it's just keep tapping the X button, man, and keep reading, and that's all it is. And then like very, very few interactions. And there's like 100 of those on the Vita. Now, that's fine on the Vita when you can curl up in bed and just kind of like play an hour and just read a little bit before bed or whatever you want to do. But it's not fine in VR. In VR when all you're doing is tapping the X button and reading and reading and reading, and it's not. There's no English dub, and so you literally have to read while listening to the Japanese voiceovers. It's almost infuriating, especially when nothing's happening. Tornado's falling off my lap. What are you doing? And so in VR, it's boring and irritating. And I'm just like, you're in VR, man. Make it worthwhile. And there was nothing in Tokyo Chronos that made it VR worthy. And it was not fun. It was a really long game. It was like 15 hours or something of just reading. And this is annoying. And so a game like Danganronpa would succeed better in VR because there's more to do. You get to run around and do stuff and look for items and interact.
Well, in that demo, I mean, we had the Danganronpa VR demo, and that was not at all like the Tokyo Chronos presentation. Right. That was like a vibrant, interesting presentation. Like, it wasn't just reading text. A lot was going on, you know, around you. So
I did play that one, and that was actually the Danganronpa demo, and yeah, it was actually kind of good.
One of those weird, like back in the day when they'd make a demo for something that wasn't a game that was ever going to come out, just to have a VR version of something, you know?
Well, so what it all comes down to is that, like, reading the descriptions and reading the reviews and reading everything about Aldeus, it makes it sound like they want to sort of evolve Tokyo Chronos into something more interactive. You do get to like pilot a mech, and there are seem to be more interactions. If that's the case, I think they could have a winner on their hands. But the thing is, a lot of people like Tokyo Chronos, like the original one. Like, a lot of people love that game, and so like I don't trust, especially the bigger sites' reviews, because they all like Tokyo Chronos a lot, and I was like, no, thank you. So I've got my fingers crossed, man, that this one actually resonates with me. Shout out to ET2K9.now with a $10 donation saying thank you.
And then a guy going,
yeah,
thank you.
You're welcome. I mean, what did we do?
Classic AJ post.
Well, I don't know what we did, but you're very welcome, and thank you so much for helping the channel out. Really appreciate it. Man, I want a pizza tonight. You guys thinking pizza tonight or Chinese food?
Pizza in the fridge, actually. Do you want to see how large the slices of this pizza that I got last night are? They're massive. I'll show you.
Actually, normally I'd be like, no, but actually, I totally want to see this.
My friend came over, and he had just gotten a negative COVID test, I will say. And he was like, let's get some pizza. There's this place that does 20 inches, the smallest pizza that they have. So I'll be right back.
Funny.
So Fat Boy, while Dave's gone, Fat Boy Venom says, I'm still convinced that all of the Sony PS4 catalog will be playable on PSVR 1 through PS5 backwards compatibility. So you think, so just to clarify, Fat Boy Vernon, I called him Fat Boy Venom, although Fat Boy Venom, that's a cool name. So you're talking about flat screen games converted to VR on PlayStation 5. I'm curious about that. That would be, I mean, I would wake up that day and you would, I mean, probably I would just start streaming for like 3 weeks straight. I'm just gonna start the stream. You guys can come and go as you please. Holy crap, that is a big ass pizza slice.
Well, but these are the smallest ones. So when you buy an actual full pizza, what I'm realizing now is that they're smaller slices. Because if you get a regular, just a slice from them, it's a good, like, I would say it goes to here. It would probably go to about here. They put it on a tray that's like maybe like 15 inches around, and you cut it with a fork and knife, and it hangs off the edge of the tray. Pretty big.
Wow. Are you going to eat that during the show?
It's cold right now, but I could heat it up. Yeah.
I wasn't actually telling him to do it. I'm just curious if he was going to. All right. Mick Cole says, drop some acid and throw some shapes. I like the way you think, my friend. But that was a long time ago. I haven't thrown shapes or done acid in years. Good stuff, though. Wargarble says the pizza's the size of a baby. Yeah. A human baby. I don't know why it's so funny. AJ, what's would you be interested in like finally checking out a visual novel in VR?
No.
Okay, good talk.
I don't know. Like I said, not really my thing. If it had some amazing story or
some puzzles,
gameplay, something to do, yeah. But if it's just in there, watch it, no.
Chinese food, man. I think I've decided on Chinese food tonight. I haven't had Chinese food in forever. So good. This is important conversation right here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what's our next news story? I'm sure Dave will catch up when he gets back.
Our next news story is hot out of the oven, Brian. Hold on, there's a donation. Oh, Sophie, the Kitnoichi with the Canadian $2 donation says, Brian's fresh shave looking good, man.
Thank you, Sophie. I appreciate that.
And then who was it? Somebody else said something funny.
I crave your approval.
And then said Brian Paul shaved it all.
Not all. From the neck down, still fucking Bigfoot all over the place, man. I'm a hairy motherfucker, but yeah, from the neck up, man, I feel pretty good.
All right, so fresh news right out of the oven. This literally came to us minutes before GameCast.
You also have a link to this, Dave.
Breaking.
You also have a link to this, Dave. So feel free to.
Oh, cool! I love it. I love links.
Yep.
Strange Games Studios has sent us a brand new trailer, or just gameplay footage, I should say, of RC Airplane Challenge. A little update with that.
You know, should we debut this too? Should we debut this full screen?
Let's get that debut going, baby.
All right, man.
I feel bad. So I know Reggie is going to appear out of nowhere because we mentioned his game, because he always does that, and I don't know how.
Beetlejuice.
Reggie. But I feel bad because he asked me to try this out multiplayer beta the other day, and I wasn't able to. I didn't get a chance to do it. But I still need to stream this on the channel, and I still will stream this on the channel because I have a copy of this. So
just so you know, Dave, this is from the multiplayer beta that you skipped out on. You could have been part of this. Just a heads up. Reggie mentioned that the sound is kind of fucked up in this. So please don't judge the sound effects.
Watch it on mute.
I think the engine is supposed to be a little bit underwhelming compared to the rest of the sounds. But check out some of these amazing perspectives.
Yeah, this is great.
RC Airplane Challenge coming to PSVR within the next couple months. 16v16 online multiplayer death matches with free flight options. Holy crap, guys! Here we go. Let's check this thing out. Yeah, that did look pretty good.
Yeah, I mean the resolution, obviously, like I said, it's PC stuff, but like the graphics look like a definite step up from Honor and Duty from what I'm seeing here. Like really crisp, nice looking graphics. Looks like it's running very smoothly, and I like I don't know, I like that there's stuff on the courses to kind of maneuver through. It seems like there's some obstacles to hide behind. Some less than other stages. There were some that looked a little barren. But counterpoint, both Ace Combat and Squadrons have levels that are just open sky with nothing in them at all. So, fair enough. Just to have something to be able to fly around and through and kind of hide behind and stuff seems like it'd be fun. Yep. I like the look of this. It looks like a lot of fun. I gotta hop in there soon.
Looking awesome, man. I love the first-person view. One thing I want to point out, there was somebody, I want to know, I'm curious to know if Reg did this on purpose. There was somebody that when we first talked about this game, they were like, "Oh, is there going to be a Red Baron?" And I'm pretty sure that first airplane shown was the Red Baron. And I kind of knew this, but I didn't want to spoil it for them. But boom, whoever that was, like a month or two ago, boom, there you go. There's your Red Baron confirmed for this game.
The only thing I can ask on top of that is that you give us a sort of as close to legally as you can get Snoopy outfit to fly around with the Red Baron, because I'd love to have a Snoopy skin when I'm going around shooting guys in my Red Baron. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's really nice to see that that there were some nice first-person perspectives in this. It gets you an idea of how it's going to look in VR, because I think all the almost first-person shots we'd seen before were like really close to the airplane, but like sort of off to the side. Like, so it's just like you're riding next to it, and to have sort of like these stable, almost cockpit type areas where the camera is located, and just in all the rolling and the movement and everything, I can almost feel how this is gonna feel when I'm in VR. It's just like, man, I love anything that takes the training wheels off and lets you just go crazy and test your stomach. And this I mean, especially flying around with 31 other cats out there. It's gonna be so much fun.
This is not pirate flight.
I got to test like the prototype of this game, basically, and you guys will be happy to know that I got no motion sickness playing this.
Good.
Wait, so you tried this out already?
Not when it looked like this. It was like
okay. Oh, okay. When you went to Reggie's house, yeah.
I was really just joking because I don't get motion sickness at all. But I'm
very excited to try this one out, and I think this trailer, like you said, it looks a lot more attractive compared to the previous trailers we've seen, just because of the perspective, like the having that, and just being like right on the plane and kind of feeling, as Brian said, those twists and turns and stuff. Like I can imagine what it's going to feel like. Whereas the other one would feel kind of like detached, the third person view and stuff. I couldn't see. Where's the fun in this? But now it looks really damn fun. So,
Strange Game says it's changed so much since then, AJ.
I can tell.
Yeah,
by looking at it.
Since we got you here in the chat, Reggie, do you have a release window on this? I feel like the last time we talked, it was end of February, beginning of March, but I don't know if that's changed. So let us know in the chat when you roughly when you think this is coming out.
Well, guys, that's not the last of the Strange Game Studios news. Wow. Are you ready for this?
I can't handle any more. So much strange news.
A press release provided by Mr. Strange Game Studios. He has let us know. He has indicate to us that to commemorate its 2-year anniversary this February 26th, Honor and Duty D-Day is getting a permanent price drop along with the DLC. Both will be getting a 50% permanent price drop on the day of its anniversary to celebrate 2 years.
And just to remind people, the Steampunk is still coming at some point. Reggie's keeping himself busy over there. We got all kinds of stuff from Strange Games coming out.
But yeah, man, happy anniversary soon. Well, I guess we'll give you a formal happy anniversary then. But
I'll send you
Honor and Duty D-Day and the stealth missions and bomber missions going to be all available for $7.50. Craziness.
That is crazy. I mean, like I think D-Day was honestly a little bit underpriced at $10 to begin with, and now that it's going to be $5 is just, I mean, what a value. Again, it's the only 16v16 game out there. It's the only place you can jump in with that many of your friends, that many cats, and shoot the fuck out of each other. So definitely worthwhile for 10, even more worthwhile for 5.
Predvadatel 1 says, is D-Day good? Yes. If you a lot of games struggle to maintain an online active player base. D-Day is 16 versus 16 people, so it's not always jam-packed, but if there's one thing I can almost guarantee is that every Sunday morning there are people that get together and play Honor and Duty D-Day every Sunday morning. Pretty much like most of the day. Actually, there's always people playing. So
going back to RC Airplane Challenge, Reggie updates us and says that he's hoping for March, but it depends on how early access goes. Single player is done, but multiplayer is just starting. All right, so we won't put a firm date on it yet. So hopefully March, but we'll see what happens. Make it good, man. We're excited.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah. All right. So moving on, Space Channel 5 got an update last night.
I'm starting to really hate this game.
Dave, I'm sorry. I was supposed to tell you about this, and I never did.
You know what's funny? I finally got shipped my limited run games copy of Space Channel 5. And next time around, I'll be able to, for fun, talk into my Move controller like it's a microphone, and I'll hand it over to you guys. Sweet. But what is the update that we've got?
So, Dave, did you last time it had DLC, you bought the Hatsune Miku DLC for Space Channel, right?
Yes.
Awesome. Because I got it for free with this update last night.
Fuck you. Come on.
Is
that all the update was? It just gave it to you for free?
Okay, there's a little bit more, but I think that's the biggest part of the update. I'm guessing it didn't sell or whatever. but they straight up this DLC that they charged $5 for a couple months ago.
I think it was like 6, but 5 or 6.
Yeah. Now it is free in this latest update. Yeah. So I'm glad I didn't pay for that. This game is so disappointing. Like the problem is that
it's continuously disappointing. That's the worst part about it. If it started off disappointing and they kept adding to it and adding to it and adding to it for free, I'd be like, okay, you've redeemed yourself. But it's continually disappointing.
Yeah. I was actually a fan of the gameplay and the style and the energy, the high energy.
Yeah, it was priced different. I'd recommend this game wholeheartedly. I love Space Channel 5. I love Dreamcast.
It's 25
it's
now.
The same game, and it's fun doing the the new kind of rhythm game thing to it, where you have to move your body. Like it's not a bad thing. It's just 45 minutes long.
Yes,
and it's too expensive.
Yeah, that's why I say disappointing and not like terrible. I think it's just heavily disappointing. It's not.
I didn't expect a whole lot more, honestly. I figured they'd just be remaking Space Channel 5 and VR as closely as they could, with a little, few touches here and there, without Michael Jackson, of course. But
if they had
you can't make a 10-hour game out of Space Channel 5 unless you put a lot of
but you can make it at least as long as the original.
Right, and give me
fair
more.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And give me more.
You'd have to cut out Michael Jackson.
And give me more replayability. Like that's the other thing is that like there was this mode that seemed like it was going to be an endless mode kind of thing, and it wasn't. It was just a few minutes long.
10 minutes.
There were so many ways that they could have given this more replayability. They could have given us an endless mode. They could have done all sorts of things, but instead they launched it at $40. And they said more's coming. They stripped out multiplayer at the last minute, and then they charged for the first piece of DLC. I mean, but now the game is 25 and it comes with the DLC. So we're getting closer, but it's like everybody who was a Space Channel 5 fan already fucking bought this shit. It's like, so at this point, like you've kind of alienated your fans by being like, oh, now you've spent $20 more than you should have. So like who trusts this anymore?
It seems like backpedaling for just poor pricing decisions up front.
Yeah.
Which we've seen in a lot of games. The games I love have bad prices. Like Archangel, I would recommend every day of the week, but it was $40, which I couldn't recommend it for. So Space Channel 5, I like Space Channel 5. I have no major issues with the game as a fan of the franchise, but it's too dang expensive.
Yeah.
I think the other funny part is that the first part of it was actually kind of cool, but then like the rest of it was just kind of like a reskin of the first level.
Yeah, the DLC was fucking garbage.
Yeah, the DLC wasn't even new
at all. It was just a reskin, pretty much.
It was a reskin with slightly different music, but like even some of the patterns and the moves and the layout is exactly the same. So just like I said, super disappointing game. I did a top disappointing games of 2020 with Will. That guy is Will VR. Check him out. And I had Space Channel on there. I was like $40.
Creeper Betty with the $5 donation. Thank you so much. Writes, Babyface, giant pizza slices, and a killer price for DD. Oh my. What was DD?
Mm-hmm.
Remind me?
D-Day?
Oh, D-Day. Thank you. I was like, I don't know, my brain already shut down. The other thing that this patch did bring, other than free DLC, was it actually rectified one of my earlier complaints about the game, was that if your dance move was this, and then this, and then this, all you had to do was this. And just hold your arms there for the whole time, but now if you don't move your arms, if you don't actually do this 3 times in a row, you get penalized. So it keeps you from cheesing the game, which I actually appreciate. That was a complaint of mine. I was like, man, come on, make me move, like force me to do this. So I'm actually glad that they patched that.
All right, so moving on. Moose Life has. The trophies for Jeff Minter's Moose Life have popped up on PSN. The trophies are now available. There's no platinum, I don't think. But the good thing about this is that it means that the game is probably just within weeks away, if even that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 trophies, no platinum, unfortunately. But that's not usually how Jeff Minter's games work.
Yeah, this one is one to keep an eye on. I think I might like it better than Polybius, which is not what I thought I would say. Yeah, I think I might like it better than Polybius.
Huh?
What? It is.
That's really good to hear.
It's more trippy. It's more mind bending somehow than Polybius is.
Sirens on my
It's a kind of a different deal because you can choose when to move forward and backwards in the game. Like you're not on a constant forward trajectory. You can control your speed and direction. But it's really hectic. It's really crazy, really colorful. Particle effects are all over the place. And it just sort of has that, you're just overwhelmed in a good way constantly kind of feeling that you get from those Jeff Minter games. So this will be good. I think it'd probably be like under $10 if it's anywhere like the Steam release. I think that was under $10.
$7.99, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that'll be, if it's more than 10, I'll be surprised. And for that price, if this looks like something you would like, definitely buy this game.
Yeah.
It's good. I like it better than his 2-pack, the Minotaur Arcade.
Yeah, it took me a long time to get into Polybius, honestly. But when I did, like, it was full steam ahead and absolutely started to understand it and love it. I was also a big fan of Minotaur Arcade and Goat Up.
Whoever was talking about acid and stuff in the chat before, you definitely need to get those. Anybody who likes acid should get that immediately.
They're just fun arcade trips. They're really good too, and I'm really excited about this game, man.
Yeah, actually, I was only mildly excited until I heard Dave say that it might be better than Polybius for him. So now
I mean, it's hard to say because I played it more recently, but
recency bias.
I really, really liked it. I liked it at least as much as I liked Polybius.
That's them some strong words, Dave.
Shout out to Proud Dog, but forever a Game Cat, in the chat with the £5 donation saying, "Yo, Game Cats, I am 40 on the 14th of February. Happy Valentine's Day and a happy early birthday." He writes, "Time flies, so the party starts now. Watching GamesCast live. Thank you all.
Right.
Please, everybody, wish Proud Dog, but forever a Game Cat, a happy birthday in our chat."
Oh yeah,
And
Proud Dog.
Happy birthday, man.
Yeah, the big 4-0.
Seems like February is everybody's birthday month. You know, there's me.
Everybody's born in February.
Mm-hmm.
There's Abraham Lincoln. There's Gucci Mane, the rapper.
There is Abraham Lincoln. People. Yeah, that's what I've heard. Yeah. So that's everybody though. You just named them all.
Pretty much. Yeah, I think that's all of them.
Yeah.
Maybe absolutely. I'm gonna guess Mark Wahlberg for some reason. I'm just gonna say he's born in.
I mean, one of the Wahlbergs has to be. There's like 50 of them.
There's so many of them.
Yeah.
One of the Baldwins at least was born in February.
Most likely. But yeah, happy birthday, man, and thank you for celebrating with us. I love it. I love it. Jeff Minter was a legend on Commodore 64, Mick Coles says, and you are 100% correct, man.
He's still a legend, man. He's still pumping it out.
Man, I love the Commodore 64.
He just keeps making the same fucking games. Like, this would run in non-VR probably on a really, really old game system because it's all just colored pixels popping in your face, really. But it's so satisfying to play. So.
Yeah. Man, I missed the Commodore 64. I don't want to go on too long about this, but the other day we were talking about it, and then I went down like a YouTube rabbit hole where I searched for Commodore 64, like montages or whatever, or just like collections. You know, people who make these videos saying like every Commodore 64 game ever made, and they just kind of and they throw a bunch one after another. And man, I just put that on and went right down memory lane. I was like, I remember that game, and that game, and that game. There's like thousands. It's crazy. Such a great system.
Next retro stream, maybe.
I don't know. Actually,
is there a way to get that on stream? Can you get a Commodore 64 onto?
Eventually, YouTube? Yeah. In May, I'm going to have a little device that's going to allow me to do anything I want whenever I want. But awesome. The next retro stream is actually going to be a continuation of Resident Evil 2 on PlayStation 1.
I figured to get back to that.
If anybody,
and you're doing those on Sunday morning or Saturday morning?
So there's going to be my Saturday morning streams. I think those are the ones I want to mix up and keep fresh. And then some point during the week, I'm always going to get back to Resident Evil. So that way it's kind of two streams a week. So if anybody out there has no idea what I'm talking about, I do have a new channel called Without Parole Retro. I'm sure somebody in the chat can link it, but you can definitely just search on YouTube for Without Parole Retro and it pops right up.
I just want to say, kind of put this out there. For now, when a channel is kind of small, there are certain things you can't do with that channel. So if you guys are watching right now, just go over and sub to Without Parole Retro. Take a second, do that now, because I think once Brian hits 1,000 subs is probably where we're going to need to be for you able to like get tips and people do other stuff like that you usually expect in a stream. So.
Right, yeah, and I do, and David Moore writes emulation, and I know he's upset with me that I'm going to be emulating some stuff eventually. Right now, I did a TurboGrafx 16 stream this past Saturday. That's when I wished you lots of happy birthdays, Dave. And it was, and I was using the original Who cards or turbo chips, and I was using the original Turbo Duo controller on that, but I was playing through a Retro Freak, so some kind of emulation, but also using as much original hardware as I could to make the stream
hardware emulation.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Nick Mulo, with the link for Without Parole Retro. Thank you very much. The Last Ninja on C64, McColes. So good. This is why I fucking love the Game Cats, man, because they know what's up. I saw Danorama Pajama. You want to clip that and use it a few times? Danorama Pajama? Danorama Pajama? You want to clip it again? Danorama Pajama? Fucking funny as shit, dude.
I don't know what's going on.
It's okay. Danorama Pajama clipped every single time I said his name, Danorama Pajama, and then put it into a video where it was just me giving him shout-outs, Danorama Pajama. Use this fucking video, Danorama Pajama. Do it. Go ahead. How many cuts are you going to have to do? A whole fucking lot, Danorama Pajama. I'm going to give you so many shout-outs, it's not even funny, Danorama Pajama.
All right.
Jumpman. Oh, man, you guys are fucking awesome. C64 was the best. All right. Let's move on. My chair's really squeaky, too. Sorry, guys. Danorama Pajama. Danorama Pajama.
Brian, I sent you an email.
With
something else, I sent you a text message of what that email was.
I also don't read
so
text messages.
I'm going to let you get prepared and get what I just sent you. However, we're going to move on to Pets VR, which I think you discovered or somebody discovered in the Discord.
Yeah,
close to,
it wasn't me.
How
it was
close to Nintendogs is this thing?
Not close to.
I don't know
anything about this.
All I know is that Brian seemed very excited about it, and I think it looks terrible.
Tell the cats why you think this looks terrible. Tell them.
Because it's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be a dog, but it looks like a cat with dog ears.
Have you ever seen a cartoon dog in your entire life? Ever?
Yeah, Courage the Cowardly Dog. I used to love that.
What the hell is that?
Two Stupid Dogs. Courage the Cowardly Dog. Two Stupid Dogs.
I don't know.
The dog from Bugs Bunny, the bulldog.
I'm switching to the trailer.
It's a weird looking dog.
It's a cartoon
with
dog
ears.
That is not a cat.
It's a cat.
No, it's a chibi dog. He's got a big head.
It's an SD dog.
It's a cat with dog ears.
It doesn't.
They ran out of money.
I understand.
They couldn't afford an actual dog model.
I understand. It doesn't look like your dog. I understand that you're like, this doesn't look like my dog.
Scrappy Doo. Scooby Doo. How did I not mention?
Okay, listen. Scrappy Doo can suck it.
Whoa.
Scrappy Doo. I love Scooby Doo, but Scrappy Doo.
If you say Scrappy Doo can suck it, you don't like Scooby Doo.
Dude, are you seeing the end of this? Hold on, it's real game footage, and this guy feeds his cat like an edible, basically.
I told you.
I hate everything about this right now.
And then at the end of the trailer, the cat dog just like freaks out, and he's like, "Oh my god, I'm so high!" and he starts flying around. Like, that's weird. You shouldn't be giving edibles to your pets. I don't think it's a good idea.
Oh my god!
But I can't tell if I would.
That is the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life. That looks like E.T. It looks like E.T. had sex with a dog.
Is that the only pet you can get? It says teach them tricks, but the whole thing is one pet. So they only show the one.
So I talked to these devs. They're going to be adding more pets soon. So it's and they don't have a release date for PlayStation VR. Obviously, it's coming doing PC first.
I can't wait to see the hedgehog that looks like a snake.
The top comment on this trailer, which I love, is it says, "Who would play this? I know it's not for me, but the game might be for some people. I don't know them though."
Look, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. If they showed me a variety of pets or something, I don't know, like
Ren and Stimpy. I could name cartoon dogs for days, Brian.
I'm sorry. Does either
go ahead?
Stimpy was the cat. Does Ren look like a dog to you? Does Ren look more like a dog to you than this dog?
Are we relitigating this?
Yes.
No, it's okay.
I just want to say that it's disappointing to me that they show you teaching this dog tricks and there's a basketball hoop directly behind him, and I did not once see the dog make a dunk or any kind of shot at that basketball hoop. And if that's not a trick you can teach the dog, why put a basketball hoop there? I'm done.
So, did you guys play Nintendogs or like any other? Have you ever had a virtual pet or anything like that?
I had a Tamagotchi and like a Pikachu Tamagotchi, which I have a cool story about. I'll tell you guys later.
Why don't you tell us?
And a Tamagotchi and a Digimon.
I guess I could tell you now. In middle school, I got mugged in the bathroom, and the only thing I had on me was my Pikachu Tamagotchi.
Did you get mugged by another middle schooler?
Yeah, and he was bigger than me though, and he put me up against the wall, and he was like, "Give me all your shit in your pockets. Give me your lunch money." And shit.
Okay.
And he, like, pretty intense, pretty,
I will say it's funnier to me because I'm picturing full-grown Dave getting mugged by a middle schooler.
I immediately went into save Pikachu mode, and I figured out a way to like empty my pockets, but like slip it up my sleeve or something, so it looked like I didn't have it in my pocket, and it looked like I had empty pockets. So he was like, fuck, I don't want to ever see you in here again, which is a weird thing to say in a middle school bathroom because like I got to piss at some point. Like I don't know how I could just avoid the bathroom. But I managed to keep a handle on my Pikachu Tamagotchi, and it was not stolen, though I'm sure it would have been if I had not been so tricky and did a little sleight of hand. Anyways, that's my story while AJ's gone.
Dude, I love the idea of this. I want to go back to the C64 again and talk about a game called Little Computer People. And there was like a little dude that lived in his house, and he would just walk around. He had like 3 floors, and you could like, and he would type messages and stuff every so often. And you could like send him gifts and food and stuff. And it would show up at his door. Like you ring the doorbell, he opens it up, he picks something up, he brings it to his home, he eats it. And like, I've always been kind of not obsessed, but like really interested in these kind of like virtual existences, and I think Nintendogs was awesome because it seemed like they were in your DS because they put their paws up on the screen, and like it just seemed like they were inside your DS, and I loved that. It was so adorable, and of course you could rub the screen and like pet them and stuff because it was the DS. And this is what I love about these kind of games. And like, so we had Neko Atsume and we had Conrad's Kittens, and neither one really fulfilled the virtual pet aspect. None of it felt like, oh, I'm gonna really own a pet, take care of it, nurture it, make sure it's like play games with it.
Yeah, Neko Atsume is like you just want to get cats to come hang out at your house for a while, and the whole concept is just like 30 cats will show up, but you don't like keep them or nurture them individually that much, and it's all in Japanese, so that's rough.
AJ's in the chat, man, admitting that he thought Ren was a rat.
That's funny. What was I going to bring up? Oh, Seaman. We need a Seaman VR.
Voiced by Leonard Nimoy, right?
That would be, yeah. And he was a real dick.
Yeah, he was. That was really a lot of fun. Real quick shout out to Professor Lilith with the $5 tip saying, I'm not ashamed to admit it. I am the target audience for virtual pet games, and this would not be my first if I got it. I'm 100% there with you, Professor Lilith. Like I'm a sucker for these things, and like to be able to get into VR, and so like again, Nintendogs, they were like up against the screen, and I was like, oh, that's kind of immersive. I feel like I'm right there, and now we can actually be in the same room with your virtual pet. I've got an actual pet now, so like, I'm somewhat less interested than I used to be. But
the most immersive is Conrad the Kitten by far because it's got plush mode. Where I tried this one time, I don't think I have good video of it, but you can strap your Move controller, I used a zip tie, to a stuffed animal in Conrad the Kitten and play the game as if you're holding a little cat in your hands, a little fuzzy cat. It's weird. It doesn't exactly work right. It feels funky, but it's something. I don't know.
Well,
there's opportunities here.
And there's so much more to this, right? It's like you're playing games with the pet, and you're teaching them tricks, and you get rewarded if you're a good pet owner. With you guys just taking turns here.
Tag team.
Mad Max the Mad Game Cat with a $2 tip says, "The How Dave Outwits a Bully Hour has a ring to it."
It only happened that one time. I never outwitted any other bullies after that.
Oh, and I'm all by myself. Guys.
No, I pressed the wrong button. Sorry.
I was about, dude. If you guys leave me alone again, I'm gonna pull out. I'm gonna pull out the guitar.
Technical issues. All right, so I'm ready to move on from Pet VR. I kind of liked the Kitten, but it was broken, and then I stopped liking it.
How did you like Conrad's Kitten?
I didn't play it.
Yeah, and Kittened wasn't a virtual pet game. Kittened was like a challenges that happened to have
It's like
cats in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It was almost good. Almost good.
yeah, I actually I like that game probably more than I should have. I probably overrated that one. It had cats. What
Brian-
can I say?
Oh,
Belramio the Game Cat with the 20 euro donation saying, woke up, joined stream, listening to weird Pikachu bathroom stories about bullying. Now I'm not sure if I woke up in the middle of the night or not, but bullying isn't cool. 100% agree. Also, Belramio, you missed the story about Lady Gaga Oreos that obviously 100% pertains to you. But man, do I have a story to tell you later, my friend. Actually, you know what? I'm going to make it a litter box episode because I want to tell it. You know, there's a lot going on there. Thank you so much for the donation, man. I really, really appreciate it.
Brian, did you get the trailer that I sent you?
Yeah.
Good. Because Distortion VR, Jeff from Outsource Future Mental, gave us a little update on how that is going. And, you know, it's not like a huge significant update. He just showed us some new gameplay. But I just wanted to point out that, you know, it's been awesome seeing this game progress from the beginning phases where it looked very much like a prototype and how it's actually starting to look like a polished cyberpunk action game. And I'm a sucker for trains in games ever since Siphon Filter 2 and Uncharted 2 and something else I won't spoil that might have come out recently. But yeah, this train scene and the game and everything looks really good, and just wanted to check in with this one because this is a game that I'm looking forward to. It's actually like one of my more anticipated ones. So it's nice to see that there's progress still being made.
Yeah, he actually, Jeff sent me a pretty long clip for, I think it was the the PSVR this week before this last week. Nice high-res 4K footage. So if you're interested in seeing a little bit more of very recent footage, go check out this week before this week. I will say though that like the stuff he sent me was in the subway and not on the subway car itself, and I love being in the subway car because I'll tell you right now that, you know, living around Boston and like especially going to school around Boston and working in Boston when I was younger, I was on the T a lot, and this looks a lot like the T, but in a cyberpunk future. And I love seeing the inside of this, and then just like seeing like the buildings go by on the outside. It looks really impressive. I love the look of this.
Yeah, for sure.
AJ, you're muted.
It's looking really impressive, and the music is also done by Leon Switch, who is awesome at making really atmospheric cyberpunk music, electronic music. I think he picked the right guy for the job because I went to Leon Switch's website and I was just listening to his regular music and I'm like, this sounds like video game music. And then I was like, oh yeah, he does the music for Distortion VR. Like, and so it's awesome, man.
Nice.
I'm just, I'm really excited about this one.
Shout out to Hugh Guyver with the Australian $10 saying, gonna watch later, have some pizza, money. Not gonna lie to you, Hugh Guyver. This might be Chinese food, money.
Ooh, not bad. What's
very
your Chinese
excited.
food go-to order?
Dude, I don't like real Chinese food. I like, you know, the
sweet and sour chicken and like
egg
fried
rolls
chicken.
mean, anything, any meat that's on a stick is nice. Yeah.
Crab cakes, man. You got to get crab rangoon. I mean,
pork fried rice. I don't do crab rangoon because I just stay away from seafood these days.
It's not. Well, it's not. It's never real crab. It's crab with K.
Oh, crab stick.
Although I think that's still seafood probably.
I think crab stick is fake. I think you're right though.
A lot of times you'll get a crab rangoon with an obvious K in the name,
Nice.
so that you know.
Good to know. Yeah, man. But like, you know, anything I grew up with, you know, like cheap Chinese food is my favorite. Love it. Yeah. Pork,
like orange chicken.
Pork lo mein.
I like orange chicken.
Beef lo mein. Orange chicken's good. Yep. General Tso's. Yeah.
Sorry to anybody out there listening that is hungry.
I am currently
now
including
you are
hungry.
officially starving.
Yeah, I've only had 2 Oreos this whole stream. Damn it.
David Moore with the $5 donation saying 185 subs for the retro channel. Can we get it above 200 tonight?
Oh, I know we can. Get up there, guys. Get that sub. Somebody drop that link again because it was only like 80 last time I checked. So 185. That's already a big push.
Yeah, it was, I think
We
it was
gotta get to 1,000
165 earlier
guys.
today, so it's definitely picking up the pace. Again, guys, like it's basically just my hobby. I love retro games, and it keeps me sane playing retro games. It makes me want to. I'm like, okay, I just played retro games for 3 hours. Now I feel ready. Let's get back into VR. Let's do this.
I feel sane again.
Yeah, it's really good stuff.
The
Thank
world
you,
is
Nick.
Still crumbling around us.
Yeah.
So, moving on, we've got some updates from. Now, this was a game. Now, I got this from the PlayStationBras.com. I follow the Bras on Twitter and stuff. There's Mr. PSVR and a couple other guys there. And they posted a review of a PC build of a game that's coming to PSVR apparently this year called Canopy Sim. And it is essentially supposed to be somewhat of a real life skydiving landing simulator in VR. And the game, I will say the game graphically and stuff looks kind of cheap. But the concept of it definitely interests me. I'm a big fan of doing extreme things in VR, and skydiving definitely sounds up my alley.
Here's the thing, though. It says it's a parachute landing simulation, and I'm looking at the trailer right now, and it looks like you're not really coming out of a plane really high up. You're like almost above the ground when you pop in. Like there's this stadium one they keep showing where she's just above a stadium, landing in the stadium, which looks really unexciting to me.
I'll send you.
They've also got like some real stock footage lady in a black room with some Oculus headset on, just going like this as if she's playing the game, but she's not for sure. Yeah, it doesn't look great.
No, but it is coming to PSVR, and we have to cover it.
Got it. It might be up there with a Stunt Kite Flyer. Maybe it looks better than Stunt Kite Flyer. I'll say that.
Yeah, I like the concept. I like the pilot wings thing of flying through rings and whatnot.
We just need Pilot Wings VR. Is what we really need. Like I do want.
True.
If we're gonna do this, let's just have a full-fledged Pilot Wings game. Give me a jetpack, make me fly through rings, and then I forget what else there was. The target. That's all I remember. It's been a while.
Unfortunately, there's only one review for this on Steam, and it's negative.
Yeah. I got wind of this like a month or so ago, and somehow like usually I put everything that I can possibly find in the PSVR this week, and somehow I was so uninterested that I was like, even this isn't gonna make the cut.
Yeah.
But I'm like AJ said, if it's coming to PSVR, I do want to cover it to some extent.
Wonder Rob says it doesn't look nearly as fun as Rush VR. That is true. Rush VR is awesome.
Fun, Rush is great. It's got multiplayer. If you don't have Rush, if you like that kind of thing, it's totally must have. And it goes on sale sometimes for sure. I gotta let Carlos in.
All right. So moving on from this one, Pixel Ripped finally got its, I guess, release date for its official release date for its physical Perp Games edition with the pink cassette tapes and all that goodness. What up, Carlos, my homie? And they say, so proud to announce that the physical edition
Carlos,
Pixel Ripped.
Come on.
He looks so unamused.
Dude, I don't think cats ever look amused. Never.
That's true. Of 1989 will be out on April 12th, thanks to Perp Games. So there's about 1,500 copies. It comes with a limited pink cassette physical edition pre-order stuff. April 12th.
Yeah.
For Pixel Rip.
I mean, there's a lot of people were kind of upset about this for a long time because it took so long to come out. People pre-ordered this thing forever ago. So, I get the disappointment and stuff. People order something, they're excited about it. I just want to take a look here because there are still some available. You can still go to the Perp Game store and buy them. But it did come with a long apology from from our friend Mickey over at Perp Games, saying that this is the last thing they wanted was to have it take this long to come out. But hopefully it's obviously, I think if you're a Pixel Rip fan, you've already played the game, and this is just going to be one of those things you get to display and put up on your shelf and be like, look what I have. So hopefully that's the case for most people who bought it and had to wait. They obviously didn't want it to take this long.
Well, that's not the only physical edition from Perp Games that we got announced and a release date for. Solaris Off-World Combat got a release window of spring 2021, and it is also getting a Perp Games physical edition as well.
Yeah, I think we want to separate the physical edition from the digital edition. I asked First Contact Entertainment. I said, what's going on? Obviously, many times the Perp game physical version comes out after the digital version. Is this one of those cases?
Always, yeah.
Are you telling us? Yeah, there's been very, very few times that's been day and date, like Golem. They secured the day and date release with, but. I was like, is this one of those times, or is it going to be day and date? Are you telling us with the spring 2021 release window that this is the new, like, sort of release window for the digital edition too? And they don't have that information yet, or if they do, they're not ready to share that. So we'll be keeping you posted as to what the deal is with that soon. I think before this, all they said was early 2021 as far as the release date is concerned. So we'll keep you posted.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to trying this one out. I'm very curious. I can't say that it's been one of my most anticipated games, but I'm hoping it's good by the time it gets to us, that it has a little bit more content, a little bit more polish to it, as a lot of them happen to see. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Physical collectors will be happy about this at least.
The issue I think they're going to run into is that we've been wanting a more fast-paced competitive game for a long time. It's like Firewall obviously is an amazing competitive game, but it's 4v4 tactical one game mode, so we've been kind of begging for something like this, fast-paced, like running and sliding and doing the whole thing and just like really. And like Alvo seems like it's going to be here before this. And so yeah. I'm really curious to know if Alvo delivers on the goods. Then is this going to be too little, too late? Did First Contact focus on the wrong platform by trying to get it out to Quest and PC first? They might have. It might be too little, too late. But I mean, I don't know. This looks like a lot of fun to me, and so I'm hoping that there's never too much. Fast-paced run and gun, that like the more the better kind of thing. Like not everyone's just going to play Alvo. Yeah. So I got my fingers crossed.
I think there were some surprising things about this game, like the fact that it wasn't a team deathmatch, the fact that it has one mode like Firewall and stuff. And I was like, really? Like,
Well, the fact that it doesn't even have matchmaking.
I thought they added that in.
I thought they were going to add that in. Somebody in the chat keep us honest here, because I know at least one of you guys has played Cyrento. Not Cyrento, I'm sorry. Solaris recently, and would know this. But I don't think that they added it yet. I think that was coming in like a season 1. They were going to add matchmaking. And as far as I know, there hasn't been a season 1 yet.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to, by the time it hits PSVR, have it. But don't quote me on that. That's just... It
better. I mean, if it comes out on PSVR and I can't play with a group of friends, I can't imagine purchasing the game or wanting to play it. Because Firewall, if I only was stuck with randoms and it was not a cooperative type game, like this looks like a much more run and gun, just shoot everybody, team deathmatch kind of game. Not so much like, hey, there's a guy around the corner, slow down, we're gonna pincer him or whatever. Like, I think without having friends, I can't see how much excitement I would have for this one. So hopefully they get that in there.
Yeah, fingers crossed, man. The more games, the better. I'm a little concerned about the timing on this. That's all. So if it turns out to be quality, then I'll be very, very excited. Shout out to Mad Max, the Mad Game Cat, with a $5 tip saying, last one. Wouldn't aim be better than DualShock for Hitman 3? Swinging arms feels like DualShock, and it's enough buttons, so move excuses don't apply.
I have to disagree. I don't think aim would feel better than the DualShock. I think moves would be the best.
Moves would be amazing in Hitman.
Yeah, but I don't think aim would make. I think it's a lateral move there.
I think maybe.
How do we feel about the nav controller with one move?
Sure, why not?
Be all right.
The only problem is the PS5 doesn't support the nav controller. It's not compatible.
Oh, I forgot about that. You're right. Yeah.
So wouldn't work.
Yeah, I know.
Tennis for me tonight.
I know a lot of people really like the nav controller, but for me, I'm just like, I
don't know about a lot of people.
There are a few people who love it.
I think there's a few vocal people.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And it's fine. You know, I appreciate that, but the fact is like that you're stripping away too much from a secondary move controller, just to get an analog stick in there, to not have any motion support, to not have like even the number of, am I getting that right? The number of buttons? Yeah.
I think there are less buttons on it.
On a nav controller, like only by like one, I think. I could be wrong. For most of us playing VR games with full locomotion and stuff, like
I don't think Hitman uses every button though, and it is a PS4 game. Like
it uses
I'm
so
not saying
few
that they're
buttons.
gonna do this. They're not gonna do this, but it could happen. I mean, it would be.
It uses so few buttons. Like, again, I've never seen the quote from IO Interactive saying that the moves don't have enough buttons. That's something that I've heard from the community a lot, but I've just never personally seen the quote. I would love to actually see that. If anyone has a link to it, they can point me in the right direction, because I just don't... The game only uses like a couple actual face buttons while you're playing it. I can't imagine that that's their actual excuse for not supporting the moves.
I don't think I've seen a game quickly implement move support. Even stuff like Eclipse Edge of Light, they took a long time. I think it was like 6 months or something. So when you have to kind of redesign it, I think it's going to be longer. I still believe that they're going to do it, but I think it's going to be a while. And I think the reason they don't say it is because they don't want people to say, well, we'll wait for move support to buy Hitman 3. Yeah. And it's going to be a long time. Then by that time you lose interest. So I feel like that's what's going on with that.
Yeah, or be hassled nonstop, being like, you said you're going to bring move support out. When's move support? They're probably like experimenting behind the scenes, trying to figure out if it's feasible and stuff. And then they don't want to make promises that they can't keep, or that they are like committed suddenly to a release date or something like that. I think it's going to happen. IO's a much bigger team than Is it Albino Moose? No, who made Eclipse?
Don't tell me.
I can't remember.
Yeah, same people that made Covert.
Yes.
Crap! Why did I just blank?
It's like a albino moose or white moose or something.
Right? Is there an animal and a color involved?
There's elk, something elk, white elk.
White elk.
It is
yes.
white elk.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. Albino moose, white elk. Damn, no what? I was so close. Albino moose is the spooky jump scare I mentioned.
To remember.
Yeah, but yeah, that's a team of like just a few people. Like that's a really small dev team, so I can understand why it takes so long. I have a feeling that this is gonna. I think we're gonna see this a little bit sooner, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It depends. Yeah,
VR Grid is obsessed with the joystick, whatever it's called, the navigation controller.
Yeah.
Apparently,
I just can't deal with like this. It sucks with Hitman that you have like one hand that you're doing the motion with, because I immediately disable
by
that
default
option.
You've got two hands.
Right? I hate that. Yeah, so I turned that off immediately,
and so me too.
and so to still be kind of like hindered and just have one, like I feel way more immersed to have two arms that kind of move, even if my left arm doesn't do very much. Like give me that. Come on, guys, give me that. It's what we want. It's what we need. Okay. All right. Boy, that really derailed us for a minute. What's our next news story, AJ?
Well, that is it for the news. It is time for the main topic of the evening, gentlemen.
I hope it's coffee. I hope it's coffee.
Cyrento.
Oh, unfortunately, it's not coffee.
So close to coffee. Maybe next time.
Maybe next week.
Yep.
Cyrento got the bumper update that added 10 new maps, 5 new weapons, and a texture and lighting update, guys. Did you check this out?
I did. I didn't get to play all the new stages because 10 is actually quite a lot. I mean, that's like almost doubling, I think, the level that were there before.
It would make sense.
So I got to play a few of them. Unfortunately, I had a weird bug where the one weapon that I use extensively, exclusively, like the Kusarigama, the scythe on the chain, I love that thing. I almost can't play without it because I love it so much. And for whatever reason, after this update, whenever I'd load that into my loadout, they wouldn't appear and I couldn't select them. Swords would show up, guns would show up, but my favorite weapon in the game just wouldn't appear, and I couldn't grab it. So that was kind of a bummer for me because like I didn't get to experience it the way that I like to play the game. I had to play with weapons I don't enjoy really because something glitched out with the one that I like, and it just wasn't appearing in game. So
I did use that weapon, and it did work for me. Just to clarify.
Yeah, they asked me to send them like my save file, so I guess I have to export it to a USB and like send it to them somehow. But yeah, that was kind of bothersome. But I think for the most part, other people weren't having that issue, like AJ said. So kind of just me. But I really did like the new levels, and it's great to get new content for a game that we already like this much. So yeah,
I'll tell you, I got a very distinct impression once so first of all, I can't figure out where I own this digitally. I can't figure out which account I actually own this with.
I had to hunt it down. I think it's the EU account. That's where my key was. I had to reinstall my EU account on the PS5 because I hadn't set that up yet.
Right. I have a separate account for EU and UK. And so it might be linked to my EU account because I didn't bring that one over from my PS4 yet. So I went from account to store to store. Every single one wanted to charge me. I was like, what's happening here? And finally I was like, wait a minute, I own this game physically, from Perp Games. And so I went and dug out a physical edition. One of probably 3 discs I've ever put in my PlayStation 5 since launch. And downloaded, updated. My save game was there, fantastic. So I had all my shit that I needed to find, and things were good. I got in, and I could walk. And I'll tell you right now, I hadn't played this game probably since I reviewed it.
Oh, I had to totally reaccustom myself to the controls, but it only took me 5 minutes, and I was doing backflips and sliding and doing all kinds of cool stuff.
I was like, wait, where's the jump button? How come which one of these is the jump button? And then I realized that the right move button kind of creates a teleportation arc, but that is your jump. And I was like, oh, okay, so I'm creating these teleportation arcs to initiate a jump. And it took me a little while to get that. And then, of course, once I got that, then I was like, okay, now I got to remember how to do backflips. I got to remember how to do all this stuff.
Raise your arms up in the air, do a backflip. Yeah, or to the side to do side flip, which is fun as well.
Jump and double jump and jump while you're upside down. I mean, it's just like endless. And I'll tell you, the very first time that I did a jump in this game and then decided to do a backflip today, my stomach went, whoa, and I almost fell down.
It's awesome. It's
I'd
really
forgotten.
Cool, though.
Yeah, it's such a good feeling. I'd forgotten how great it feels. So that is I was so happy. I actually had to go through the tutorial again just to really feel like accustomed to the controls again. And then even then, it still took me a little while and getting used to like the slow motion and everything else, like just reacclimating to this. It took probably 10, 15 minutes for me to feel really comfortable in it again. But once I did, man, I was a badass all over again. And it was...
Yeah, I mean, it's one of my favorite locomotion systems in any VR game. Once you get the hang of it, there is a little bit of a learning curve. It's not that hard.
Really, I'm going to go ahead and say it. It is the best locomotion system in VR with the moves.
It's so fun. If you got VR legs, I mean, what other game lets you freely backflip, side flip, wall run, double jump, slide, slice a guy in half, and then pull out an Uzi and shoot him in the face? Like
I was shooting guys in the face with an Uzi while doing all those things.
Yeah, you can do that because it goes slow-mo, so you can be upside down spinning, and you go.
You guys were talking about how you had to get reacclimated with the controls, right? Luckily, I had played this a little bit because of Saturday Night live streams. People had been requesting it. And during that time, I was rusty. I was where you guys are. But then I got caught back up with the controls. And then I just jumped back in right before my stream the other day when this dropped. I just kind of refreshed my memory just a little bit. What button does what? What's the slide? What's this do? And I started out the stream a little rusty, but by the end of it, dude, the tricks that I was doing and and just all the moves I was doing, I was just like, oh my God, this is so incredible to have this much freedom of movement and just the fluidity that you can move and flip and slow motion and do all these tricks. And I was using all these different weapons and stuff. And I really loved all the new maps. I did not play a single map I didn't like, and I still have 2 that I haven't played yet. Guys,
that seemed exciting to me that you described over the phone, I think, was one that has cars up in the air that you can jump off of and do flips off and stuff. I didn't get to try that one, but that sounds awesome.
That was the first one I played today. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
What'd you think? Yeah, you liked it?
Oh, I think the new maps are actually better than any of the original maps.
I do too. Absolutely.
And so just so people know the way this game kind of works, if you're doing single player, usually it's set up where there's like a certain challenge with a certain, maybe there's like a twist on it, a higher level of difficulty because of some tweak they've done, customization to the level. And it's like you have these options on a map and they kind of rotate through, so you can choose like, oh, I want to do this map on this mode with this level of difficulty or whatever. It's not like a list of maps that you just pick and you pick what you want to do, unless you're playing multiplayer. But
Dankeeper asked, what do the new maps add to the game? Verticality, much better verticality to the maps, different levels to them. Like we were saying, there's some like floating futuristic police cars in the air. There's like a place, there's like a subway that has like an upstairs and a downstairs. There's a rooftop level. It adds so much more atmosphere and just detail to the levels, to the maps, and just, I don't know, there's close quarters, there's wide open areas. There's a lot of stuff to do in these new ones. And we have an on-topic $4.99 donation from Donatello the Scientist Game Cat. Says, does Cyrento make the top 25 with the new updates?
I feel like he's going to have to tune in to find out.
You're going to have to wait months.
So are we doing the top 25 next week? Is that
no,
what
we're not. I think we decided we're not.
I think we decided that there's a conversation that needs to be had. Is what we decided. It could very well be next week, or we decide to wait another month and figure it out. Allow more games to come out. But whenever it happens, what do you guys think? Do you think that this is enough to propel this game back onto the 25 list?
I mean, it's a great update if you have the game already, and if you haven't picked it up, it's a good excuse to pick it up now and check it out. But I don't know.
Especially on sale. It's $15 right now.
It's hard to say if it.
It was my golden buzzer. It was my golden buzzer last week. By the way,
I don't like this golden buzzer thing, man.
I
cringed when you first brought it up, and I'm re-cringing right now.
What is that from? Like the Masked Singer or some shit like that?
No, it's from America's Got Talent. That's what.
Bad.
PSVR's Got Talent. That's what we do.
That's something you came up with.
Yeah, Lori on Shark Tank has a golden ticket, and that's just as fucking cringy to me.
I know.
I do love Shark Tank, though. I'll say that.
Is my internet still coming through okay? Because it's like pouring rain outside.
Yeah, you're fine. To answer Donatello's question, this absolutely brings this game back into the top 25 conversation for me. I'm gonna, like I said, I've been gushing about this gameplay, this action style combat. Somebody was saying I want like the Matrix in VR is my dream game. This combat is like basically fighting in the Matrix constantly. It is seriously just doing all the stuff you see in the Matrix, the wall running, flipping off of it, punching people's heads off and stuff. I used the bow for the first time. Yeah, lots of slow-mo. Bullet time. Dude, the bullet time in this game, being just you
can deflect bullets with your sword as well.
Deflecting stuff. You can shoot stuff out of your sword. You can charge it up and shoot stuff out of your sword. Man, it is this game, like already loved this game for the combat mechanics and just the action style gameplay. But this deepens the content for me, which I feel like was the thing that's lacking. What was the thing that was lacking? There is a story mode, there is a multiplayer mode. I kind of feel like they fell flat, but the way they could make this game
multiplayer, okay, because you can set up what kind of match you want to play on which map and set up all the variables, what difficulty level you want, and then just hop in.
Right, but I don't think it's like a selling point of the game, but
not necessarily. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that are great about the game that aren't like I wouldn't call a selling point. I love the whole loot system where you get all these colored relics that have different abilities, and they're all varied, and it's like a loot-based thing where, oh, I got a purple thing. Oh, I got an orange epic item or some legendary thing that's really good. Let me apply that to my favorite weapon and see what happens.
It does make it feel more special doing that kind of stuff.
That sort of Diablo loop where you get fancy legendary stuff and apply it to your weapons and kind of keep going on that way. So if you're into that kind of game, there's a lot to do here. For me, I don't know if it's how much it pushed up the top 25 with this update, but it's still a really good game that I like a lot and would recommend.
Dan Kiefer says, is Cyrento not in the top 25 now? Wow.
It's not. It has been before, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has.
It's one of those games. I feel like
we change our mind every 3 months about everything.
That's part of the
games get updated and games change,
and also things just fall out of favor. And it's not because the game got worse or we grew out of it or something like that. It's just that like there's so many games to consider for the list that sometimes if you haven't played the game recently, you maybe forgot how amazing it feels to play it. There's so many different reasons why games fall off the top 25 list. And so updates like this remind us to jump back in, give us an excuse to jump back in and be like, wow, not only is it still a fantastic game, but it's even better than it was when we put it on the top 25 last time. So
I almost felt that actually, like when I got my save file off the PS4 because I had to upload it and get it before I played it on PS5. The last time I played was like a year and a half ago or something, which seems crazy, but like that makes sense, I think, because there's just been so much stuff coming out. And you don't come back to games as much as you want to, but it felt just as good as it ever did. Still a couple years here. So.
Yeah, I just got really excited about this because I felt like I had already put in a significant amount of time, definitely over 10 hours in the original game. I've prestige leveled up a few times, once actually, and I've gotten a bunch of stuff unlocked to upgrade my weapons. And I've been playing. I usually play between elite and shinobi difficulty, which are the like top two tiers, but you get more like loot and stuff for it. But I felt like what made this so special to me revisiting this game was I felt like I was already pretty decent at the game. But then I feel like in the middle of my stream that I did recently, I like got better at the game as a whole and started unlocking new tricks, new slides, new, just new things that I was able to do that I didn't experiment with before. Stuff like the bow. I saw somebody mention they really love the bow.
I love the
and
bow.
holy
God,
crap.
I'm so bad with the bow.
Oh my God. It was like, I never realized how much I was missing out with the bow until like I was in the subway. I jump down and do a front flip. I'm upside down, shoot a robot's head off with the bow. Like the arrow goes through the robot's head and goes flying backwards and then like land it. And I was just like, this is just amazing that you can do this with move people. This is what blows my mind is there are companies, tons of companies, the game developers that struggle to just do basic locomotion, like struggle to just as simple as just walking from point A to point B and turning and stuff like that. There are people that get this wrong a lot of the times. And this game lets you do all this shit with move controllers. It is like there is no excuse, man. There's always a design. There's always a way to design it properly. And they just did it masterfully.
And real quick, Danarama Pajama, I think it's the first time I've said your name, so you can't make a compilation bit out of this. But he said, what speed settings for people with the most hardy VR legs? And I actually don't remember off the top of my head, but it's worth mentioning this game has a ton of settings. You'll go to the settings menu and you're like, I don't even know what half this shit means. But the developers have given you a lot of leeway in how you want to customize it. Like, if you don't have great VR legs, you can have a really strong blinder go on when you do a backflip, or you can just turn off backflips so you don't accidentally do one and get sick.
Right.
Because it's not like it's necessary for the game to do a backflip. It's just fun.
It's necessary for me.
I try to.
But the other thing that I really like about this game, it's kind of a unique point that I think a lot of combat games don't get in VR, which is that every weapon feels really different from each other. And your entire playstyle can be based around a different weapon. Like for AJ, for instance, he said he discovered the bow and he loved playing with it, right? For me, that Kasurigama that I use every time, that's like, I love playing it that way. And the game feels different if I don't have that option. Which is kind of a testament to the fact that every weapon is so uniquely controlled. Like there's the one that's a big disc with the spikes on it that you throw out and stuff. That's a whole thing.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite weapon.
But it's hard to control. Like you need to learn how to use it and integrate it into a technique for that build. Like I like that the game.
You know how you said you like how you
as possible, like with the different weapons and stuff.
You know how you said you like unlocking the relics and stuff. One of those relics that I got with the glaive is aim assist. So
nice.
Yes, so you can you do have to chuck it kind of like in the vicinity, but like that's the thing is it makes it so easy to jump upside down and just chuck it. And as long as it's like near them, I still miss occasionally, but it usually like hits them. And that thing, oh my God, That is like the most Ninja Gaiden weapon I've ever seen in my life. And somebody was saying this game is the closest thing to like Devil May Cry in what we in VR. And
I didn't think about that. That's true.
If they gave you stylish points, this would be.
And Devil May Cry was like my favorite PSVR 2 series, and I think that's why I have such a soft spot for this. Brian, you did think
because Devil May Cry 5 on PS5, have you?
I have played it.
Good.
But Brian, you mentioned Devil May Cry in your review, if you remember.
I did. Yeah. Like, but and then I shit on Devil May Cry 2, I'm pretty sure. Because that game deserves to be shit on. I meant to ask you, AJ, this update also came with 5 new weapons, and yes. I didn't get a chance to play with any of those weapons before the stream.
They're mostly guns. It's worth noting that they're mostly guns. They're all guns. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. Which the thing I said about different weapons changing the gameplay style a lot, I mean that mainly with the melee weapons. The guns don't change the style of gameplay appreciably, really one way or the other. It's either really fast Uzi or it's like a slow pop gun or a shotgun or something. But essentially, it's like, you know how guns work. They pretty much all work the same.
My favorite of the new weapons. There's some new pistols. There's a new submachine gun. There's a new shotgun. There's 2 new grenade launchers. And then there's like this like laser cannon thing, and that is one of my favorite ones. There's it's called like the incinerator or something, and it's basically like a burst fire or like a charged burst where you have to charge it up, and then it just goes pew and just like lasers the hell out of them, and it's super strong. You can shoot it without it as well. And then there's the grenade launchers, which are awesome. There's a rocket. Yeah, there's a rocket launcher, which is cool, but it's you have to upgrade them though. They're new relics. You have to get for them, so it's like kind of like starting over. But the grenade launcher is where it's at because it just goes like thum, 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 and then just like blows up, and it shoots like 5 of them at a time. And that and the incinerator, the charging up one, are my 2 new favorite. Were my favorite weapons from the thing. To me, it was a lot more about the maps. I like those weapons a lot. But the maps really brought like something fresh and that felt and looked new to me.
Nice.
Awesome stuff.
So definitely coming back on the next top 25 then? Is that the consensus?
Perhaps. It'll be in the discussion, I think it sounds like.
For me, it is easily back in the top 25. It's going to be towards the top of the top or the bottom of the top 25, however you say it. Like it's not going to be it's not a top. I don't think it's top 15, but it's got to be in there somewhere towards the back end for me.
I could see that too. I could definitely see that for sure.
Yeah.
Did anything else come out this week?
Well, we could talk about we briefly mentioned, but this new Dreams demo that's out for War Garbles. Yeah, that's what we're talking about because that is really exciting stuff. I can't wait to see the rest of that. So there's a game called Whiplash on Dreams that you can play now. There's a demo that has the first level and a little bit of the second level. He's already updated it like twice with feedback from us, which is great. Yeah. Like when I first played it, didn't have that sort of light gun shooter. So basically, it's an on-rails light gun shooter, inspired by House of the Dead and these other kind of classic light gun shooters. Got the War Garble vibe to it. It's very spooky, very atmospheric. Everything's a little off kilter, but like great sense of atmosphere, like I said, and the music is awesome. It's just a really good proof of concept that I think everybody ought to check out. It's like 10, 15 minutes long, but eventually the full game will have 10 levels instead of just the one that's here. And I cannot wait to see what he pulls off. It's really, really cool.
I'm definitely a fan. It's my favorite VR game that World Garble has made because it's the first one that feels like it was meant for VR. Like it's first person shooter, it's a rail shooter.
And it's only VR supported. He's working on a flat version later, but I think his other stuff was like kind of doing both, you know.
Yeah, but Whiplash VR, I am definitely a fan. I loved it, man. I loved it.
Yeah, I mean, there is a video on my channel, but you could it's free if you have Dreams, so you just play it yourself too.
Yeah,
I'm desperately trying to download the video from your channel, but for whatever reason, my YouTube downloader is just like, we'll get to it eventually. I'm like, it's a 10-minute video. Oh, here we go.
Let's riff on this for a little bit. Where'd War Garble go? He was in the chat before. He should be here when we're talking about him.
Yeah, I'll say
War Garble. It's hard to say 3 times in a row. War Garble, War Garble, War Garble.
Oh,
I couldn't do it fast.
I thought that was the beginning of the sentence. I didn't know there was no more to that.
No, it's just like Reggie. You know, we say his name 3 times, he shows up out of nowhere.
Oh, okay, I got you. Excellent. Yeah, man. You know what? It's
Agreed,
just,
Sushi.
I think it's just my downloader recently that's just deciding to act all crazy. But it's getting
there
there,
he is.
man.
He's in the chat.
It's getting there. It's a ways off. Yeah, no, I was excited to play this because back when we interviewed Ethan / Wargarble for the Dreams Creator Spotlight, we did that once. It was supposed to be a series, and it got to
He's
be
the only one we like, so we said fuck it.
It got to be really complicated. Just a little peek behind the scenes, a little peek behind the curtains. We also interviewed Joffreyman, and I was excited to get that interview out there. I let Jeremy take the reins on that, and so it was Joffreyman and Jeremy, and I've got all this footage from both sides of the conversation and footage to edit in and stuff, and I just haven't gotten around to doing it. And so apologies to Joffreyman who's out there somewhere.
He's one of the best ones out there. Him and Wargarble up there with
For
my
sure.
favorites. MC Alchemist, I think, who made Silver Slumber. Is that him? He's really good.
I'm working with MC Alchemist on tweaking Dream Night. I played through Dream Night, and it is like, I mean, built from the ground up for VR. It has IK, and that is hard to do. It's not perfect, but it's like for somebody to go in there and build their IK and their storyline and like actually summoning magic moves and stuff. So he's doing some final touches to it. But Dream Night is going to shape up to be really awesome if he tweaks it just a little bit, tweaks the gameplay.
Yeah, there's so many good Dreams creators. We don't want to leave anybody out, but there's just too many to even name. We've done multiple lists of the best dreams, and like then so many people that have done amazing things. But this one in particular, getting back to Whiplash, man, this was interesting, right? Because it definitely started off and it gave the creepy vibes and stuff, and you're trying to get to this house, and it's a rail shooter, which means that you don't have control of the locomotion. You are on rails, so it's walking for you. It's and when it slows down, you don't have any control. It's like, and I will tell you that every single time this game slowed down, I would just be like, what's coming at me? Like, why is he slowing this down? Why?
Yeah, it builds tension in a really nice way, like the way you set it up. Yeah, and so like the first time that happens outside, I'm like, come on, like let's keep moving. And then it happened inside the house, because I think once you get inside the house, the tension rises even more. Some of the creatures are like truly terrifying, and the way he throws them at you is fantastic too. And then like again, I'm just like standing in the hallway, and I'm like, why aren't we moving? And so, have you guys played? I think all three of us played this pre-patch. I did play it pre-patch. I haven't played it yet since the patch, but I know he added the point the gun down to reload, which is awesome.
Okay. Yeah, so cool.
That's like I wasn't even sure when I asked him. I was like, "Hey, man, can you even pull this? Is that a thing you can do in Dreams?" And he was like, "Let me play around with it." And then in like 30 minutes, he had already done it.
Nice.
So really cool.
Quick.
And now in your offhand, you've got a blade.
Yeah, I haven't tried it with that yet, but I'm looking forward to that.
I haven't either. But
Can you use an aim controller and a move controller to do that?
Just moves, I think.
I played it with the aim controller.
Oh, what? Really? Wait, what? Really?
Yeah. It was conceived as an aim shooter from the get go.
Are you serious? I feel like such a moron. I was playing with my move controllers the whole time.
Well, he's
I gotta go back and do it with the aim. I'll totally do it with the aim.
He's good gameplay with the moves, so I don't know. Is it both Wargarble?
It only uses one of the two, so the aim makes sense.
Well, with the newest patch, and you've got a blade in your offhand. I'm curious to know if you can use that along with the aim somehow. Like how does that work? If it's, I don't know. But again, I haven't even tried it. I just saw the tweet. It was a little too late for me to jump back in and try it again. But guys, this is the cool stuff that people are creating in Dreams. Like we've been like kind of praising Dreams ever since the PSVR patch. Whereas like the rest of the community was praising it long before that. It is absolutely incredible what people have made. Some
real quick, Wargarble says, "Does the aim work? It should be moves only." LOL.
I played it with the aim.
What? Wait, really? I thought this was like conceived as an aim game.
I thought it was too.
I always knew it was a moves game. I thought you guys were crazy when you told me that, but now I know you are crazy.
Crazy. Okay.
Right.
Sorry, I misspoke. Wargarble, I apologize. That's crazy. Well, that's cool. Moves it is. I gotta be honest. I didn't. My aim was dead because I was like going in thinking, oh, here we go, aim controlled shooter. And so I grabbed my aim, I turned it on, it turned right back off. I was like, no. So I just played with a DualShock, and I was like, okay, well, this is just how this is going to go, and it felt fine with that too. But knowing that,
so you haven't tried it with the moves yet?
No, I didn't even know it's for the moves.
You've got to go back and replay it with the update and then with the moves. Way better, I'm sure. Because I mean, DS4 is fine and all, but I really enjoyed playing this with the moves.
All right, I'll be back.
Computer Critics has a game called.
Oh, we lost to Brian.
Okay, I guess I'll do it after the GAMESCAST then. Yeah.
You do after the GAMESCAST?
Yeah.
You said go try it. You said play it with the moves. Yeah. I'll be right back.
Too, actually. Let's go check that out.
AJ's got the rest of this show covered.
Yeah, we're good. Riff on it, AJ. Riff on it.
I need a novel to read. You guys want to read a book?
Something to vamp on.
Sherlock Holmes and the Hounds of Baskerville. Chapter 1.
Is this like an Andy Kaufman skit? Yeah, pretty sure. All right. Is that it? Is that the end of the show? Are we done? We made it through another episode of GAMESCAST Live, and Dave's not even here.
We made it. We survived. Dave didn't make it. I'm sorry,
guys. Real quick, what I was saying was that if we haven't told you how amazing Dreams is yet, or if you haven't cared or listened, listen now. Dreams is fucking incredible. It's only $20 now. If you've ever wanted to make a game in your entire life, you can do it now for $20. And if you've ever wanted to make a VR game and prove to these developers like that you can do something that they can't, because I've seen plenty of things in Dreams that are way better than things I paid for in the PlayStation Store. Get out there, buy Dreams, go to town, send me links, and eventually, I promise, so many people sent me links, and they're like, have you played it yet? And I'm like, no, I'm sorry. I will, though, I promise. There's so many games that I want to play. So send me those links. Oh, God.
An unassuming young man was traveling in midsummer from his native city of Hamburg to Davos Platz in the canton of the Grisons on a 3-week visit. From Hamburg to Davos is a long journey. Too long, indeed, for so brief a stay. It crosses all sorts of country, goes uphill and down dale, descends from the plateau of southern Germany to the shore of Lake Constance, over its bounding waves and on across marshes. Marshes? I'm done. I just picked the fanciest looking book I had.
I'm so hoping somebody joined in.
Shout out to the future Scott Jessico, I'm assuming. PSN Harry Fellow, the PSVR Game Cat for Life, with the $5 donation saying, hi boys, just popping in to send you a slice of pizza from the front line and to say, I'm on holiday Sunday, so we'll finally get to play VR with the Game Cats. Thank you so much for the donation. I can't wait for your holiday, man, so you can kick back, relax, and play some games. That is awesome. Also, I didn't even give a shout out to future Hugh Guyver, because he just stopped in. He says he's going to watch later. So, future Hugh Guyver, if you're watching this, thank you again. Donatello, the Scientist Game Cat, with the $5 donation saying, my go-to cream cheese wontons, honey, walnut shrimp, and kung pao chicken, also by Dreams.
Yes, indeed.
That is
permanent price drop.
So many great recommendations from Donatello. Thank you.
One last thing I would say, two things. Number one, the significance of learning the creation tools in Dreams is not. Yes, what?
I'm just counting for you. You said number one.
If the significance of learning the creation tools in Dreams is not to build your entire own game, it gives you access to be able to take assets and just plop them together. You can make your own little experiences and stuff. You don't have to go through extreme lengths of creating a ground up VR game. There's a lot of cool stuff. When I first learned how to do the tools, I went and jumped into a Batmobile and drove around, and I took a Batmobile and put it in a cyberpunk city and drove around. And that's the kind of stuff you can do by knowing about how to mess with the tools in Dreams. Learning the basics is being able to do that. Number two, Brian, is that tonight, for the last couple days, I have been working excruciatingly hard to try and put a top list together of some top dreams you need to check out. If you don't know of any dreams to check out tonight, guys, I plan it's going to take me all night most likely. I really just have to do the intro and the outro, but I've got a top 30 dreams you must play PS4 PS5 edition coming out tonight. I'm going to be up all night working on it. So look forward to that. If you have dreams, don't know what to play, I've got a guide on the way for you. And it's great. I'm incredibly proud of this video. I've been breaking my back over it. It started as a 25 list, then it went to a 20, and then I was like, screw it. There's too many great dreams, and I made it into a 30 dreams list. And it's got everything. Just wanted to share that news, man, because I've been busting my ass for this freaking video, and I'm excited to get it out.
Excellent. Guys, I think that's probably going to do it for another episode of PSVR Gamescast.
Oh, wow. It hasn't even been 3 hours. What are we doing?
Yeah. I mean,
isn't there a sale to talk about or something?
We could read some more novels.
This is a pretty short one. As you guys can see here, I think we could probably get through this one in the next 30 minutes or so, right? What do you think?
I'm like a fast reader.
Sure, yeah.
Fast.
Yeah.
We could just, if somebody said skip to the end, we could just.
You want to read it for the outro? You want to read it for the outro?
Sure, and I'll try and put in the names of game cats in the names where other people's names are to make it personalized. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure.
Guys, make sure you stay tuned to all 3 channels. I'm sure we all have a lot of stuff on the way. AJ was just talking about a dreams video. I've got a very special video in the works as well, showcasing a very important studio, and I'm sure Dave will keep reading books. Want to make sure we give a shout out to all the moderators, man. They make our lives so much easier. Thank you for hanging out and keeping an eye on the chat and doing all the grunt work so we look like the good guys. Also, make sure you join our Discord. Speaking of the moderators, you guys, again, really, the Discord is where we hang out. It's like a big giant chat room. It is like the first thing I do every morning is I wake up, brew some coffee, grab a cup of coffee, I sit down, and I sit at my computer and talk to all the cats. I hang out and see what's going on in the game cat world. News breaks over there. PSVR news breaks over there before I even get it up on the channel. Mostly thanks to Hibsy. Thank you, Hibsy. So make sure you join us over there if you're interested. Mikkels wants me to do a top 25 Commodore 64 list one of these days, man. One of these days, maybe on the retro channel once that thing gets off the ground, if it ever becomes more than a hobby. But also, consider supporting us on patreon.com/withoutparolegames. You guys are awesome. Appreciate the donations, man. But really want to make sure that that you guys know that we don't require money from you ever. We never going to say, please give us money. We need money. No, we're just happy that you're here. We love you guys no matter what. But if you do have a few bucks to spare, then please consider going to patreon.com/withoutparolegames to keep the lights on, keep the channel running. And also, as JT Money says, make sure you head on over to Without Parole Retro and subscribe to that. Guys, thank you to everybody who was in the chat tonight. Thank you to everybody who donated. Thank you to everybody who hung out and didn't say a goddamn word. And maybe, like Hugh Guyver and Scott Jessica, are watching this way after the stream happened. We love you just as much. I think that's it, guys.
We love those people who leave a comment about Seaman like 45 minutes after we've stopped talking about Seaman. These are our favorite people.
Totally. And that's it for another episode of PSVR Gamescast Live. That's Dave from Dave Station VR. Make sure you subscribe to him. That's AJ from The Underground. Make sure you subscribe to him. My name is Brian Powell from PSVR Without Parole. This was Gamescast Live. And we're out. Dude, I just cued the cat.
He took up the life of the first
Jesus
three.
Christ.
That familiar, regular, well-regulated life with Geisen. And it went as pat as though he had never left it off. Geisen, who laid deliberate stress on such occasions, had decorated his place with a few flowers, but there was no great ceremony about the greetings of the other guests. They were almost what they would have been after a separation of 3 hours instead of 3 weeks. This was not due to indifference. There's not enough names in this. I thought there'd be a bunch of names. We're coming up on one, but it's like 2 sentences away. I'll just skip ahead. And Salvador Saavedra could readily follow them in this, since sitting there in his place at the end of the table between the schoolmistress and gamer chick something cat 13, it was as though he had sat there no longer ago than yesterday at the furthest. And we're out. There weren't enough names for me to give. Should I keep
Keeper tax refund the Game Cat. The hour of his judgment has come. Game Cat, Seraphim 190, Braxton B, Cooter Critters, the Game Cat, Gamecast aficionado, JT Money, Mr. Music, Ali, Twitcher, Twitcher, the single player Game Cat, Mark Wrigglesleaf, Dan Keeper, Geist on Facebook to you, Atmos VR 77, Skibby the Game Cat. Skibbity Game Cat, Deathly the Death Cat, Magic Game Cat, David the Game Cat, Mustard Custard, Julia Sissel, Danorama Pajama, Sushi Exakuma.
Danorama Pajama? Did you say Danorama Pajama?
I did.
I think it's a dinner and pajama. Dude, I'm pretty sure I heard dinner and pajama.
Thank you guys so much, man.
Is that it? Are we done? Are we done? Can I eat Chinese food? Chinese food.
Chinatown.
Good night, you guys. I love you all.
Chinatown. Is that what you said?